some tough luck. He didn't pitch bad at all. He ran into some tough luck with the weather last week at Trois-Rivières. He started that ball game on Tuesday afternoon at L'Estade Fernand Bedard. In 4 innings, he allowed 2 earned runs and 5 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 3. He would lead with the Goldeyes leading 5-2, and after Jackson got the last out in the bottom half of the 4th, neither team would see action for the rest of the day. That game was suspended. It was finished the following evening, and the Goldeyes would hold on. Since Jackson didn't go the requisite 5 innings, he ended up with a no decision, but was certainly a big part of that 5-3 victory over Trois-Rivières, a series in which the Goldeyes were able to take 3 out of 4. We mentioned he has faced Fargo once already this year. That was on June 7th, the Saturday game at Newman Outdoor Field in Fargo, North Dakota. He took the loss but pitched well, kept the Goldeyes in it, allowed 4 earned runs and 9 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 2 in 6 innings of work. He matched up against Jake Labor that day, and the Goldeyes would lose the game by a final of 4-2. If you remember, that was the game where Winnipeg gave the RedHawks a bit of a scare. They got a couple of guys on late, and Ray Sadler, facing the good closer Nate Garcia, hit a ball towards the warning track that ultimately fell shy of what would have been a big home run in the 9th inning. And then the Goldeyes, in the final game of that series after the RedHawks took the first 2, would win behind the effort from Chandler Barnard, who was expected to start the nightcap of tonight's doubleheader. Jackson will face left-hander Jake Labor in his 7th year of professional baseball, his 6th with the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Labor is a Fargo native, originally from Fargo, North Dakota. He's now 28 years old, and he is off to a great start as well. Labor is 6-1 this season with an ERA of 3.40 in 8 starts. Labor's 6 victories are currently tied for the most in the American Association. He's thrown 47 2/3 innings. He's allowed 48 hits, walked 14, and struck out 30. Opponents hitting .264 against Jake Labor this year. Coming into this start, the numbers for Matt Jackson and Jake Labor are almost identical, and they are a combined 11-3 between the 26-year-old righty Matt Jackson and the 28-year-old left-hander Jake Labor. Labor, again, no stranger to Winnipeg Goldeyes fans. We had the great talk with him on Saturday during Around the Association. He last pitched on Tuesday against the St. Paul Saints and got a victory. He gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits in 6 1/3 innings. Labor has won each of his last 5 starts, including a win against the Goldeyes June 7th. He wasn't at his best that day. Labor only went 5 innings. He gave up 2 earned runs and 7 hits, walked 2 and struck out 5, but he was good enough to get the win, matching up against Matt Jackson. So these 2 pitchers will square off head-to-head for a second time this season. 2 of the best pitchers in the league. Labor is 57-33 in his career, a lifetime winning percentage of .633, and lifetime against the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Labor 13 starts. He is 8-3 with an ERA of 2.70. Should be great pitching here in game 1 of our doubleheader. 2 7-inning games. Plenty of baseball here. Again, still time to come down to Shaw Park and see some extra baseball, 2 for the price of 1, with fireworks to follow. That'll wrap things up for this edition of the Rona Pregame Show Ride to the Ballpark. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, we'll have tonight's starting lineups and first pitch for game 1 after this on Jewel 101.
Thanks for listening to the Winnipeg Goldeyes Rona Pregame Show Ride to the Ballpark. Stay tuned. The game is coming up next on Jewel 101. This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL. Jewel 101, Winnipeg.
It's the windup, and here's the pitch. Right in the mouth.
I think he lost a tooth there.
Sure looks that way. I bet he's glad he's covered by Manitoba Blue Cross. Big dental bill there.
Just like sports, life can throw you a curveball. And while provincial health care doesn't cover ambulance rides, dental care, or all prescription drugs, Manitoba Blue Cross has coverage options to keep you in the game.
Manitoba Blue Cross, color of caring.
Visit mb.bluecross.ca to find out more.
Summer is the season for long family road trips.
Are we there yet?
And if you want to make it there, it's time to go to Cal Tire. Whether you come in for a tire rotation, an alignment, or even a basic oil service, all your visits come with a free mechanical inspection. Get your vehicle ready for high temperatures and heavy use. Talk to Cal at any one of 5 convenient Winnipeg locations.
You've got your sunglasses, your sunblock, a hat, your wallet, and a few friends. Now, the only thing missing is the patio at your favorite Pony Corral. Grab a table on Winnipeg's best patios and enjoy the weather. Enjoy good conversation and enjoy great food and drink. Every Monday to Friday from 3 to 5, it's happy hour with half-price appetizers. Or pull up a chair on Saturday and Sunday for a nice outdoor breakfast with scenic views. Good times await on Winnipeg's best patios. Visit the Pony Corral today.
Most days, you can predict what life's gonna throw at you.
He's 2 for 2 at bat so far today.
But every once in a while,
Strike! Oh, he did not see that coming.
when life throws you a curveball, Ranger Insurance will protect what's important to you. Whether it's home, life, auto, or commercial, they have a plan that fits your needs. Ranger Insurance, putting relationships first. For the protection you deserve, visit rangerinsurance.ca.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Bunny some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get backwards. Root for the whole team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Now it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out of your ball game.
It's time for Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on the crystal clear FM airwaves of Jewel 101. Now, let's go to the ballpark for tonight's game. Here's Steve Schuster.
From Shaw Park in Winnipeg, Manitoba, you're listening to Goldeyes Baseball, presented by MTS on Jewel 101. Tonight is a doubleheader in games 3 and 4 of a 4-game series between the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks and your Winnipeg Goldeyes. The starting pitchers for game 1 of tonight's doubleheader: for the RedHawks, lefty Jake Labor, and for the Goldeyes, right-hander Matt Jackson. Well, hi again, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Winnipeg and Fargo-Moorhead rained out yesterday afternoon, facilitating a doubleheader where you're scheduled for a 5:05 first pitch here tonight. As always, 2 scheduled 7-inning games with a fireworks show to follow. The Goldeyes enter today with a 4-game lead over the RedHawks in the American Association North, and they have the top record in the league at 26-14. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, managed by Doug Simonek, who is in his 19th year. Zach Penpraise is the shortstop and leading off. Ronnie Berkwin is at third base and batting second. Sawyer Carroll is the left fielder hitting third. CJ Rutherford is at first base and batting cleanup. Nick Jackson is the center fielder hitting fifth. Petey Paramore is the catcher hitting sixth. Dusty Robinson is the right fielder batting seventh. Brandon Newton is at second base hitting eighth. And Tim Alberts is the DH and batting ninth. The starting lineup is brought to you by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Fans, when you visit the Sky Suite level at Shaw Park, make sure to stop and relax in one of our 3 Lazy Boy Comfort Zones. Each Lazy Boy Comfort Zone is fully furnished with the latest Lazy Boy sofas, love seats, coffee tables, and their world-famous recliners. The Winnipeg Goldeyes would like to thank Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, located at 1425 Ellis Avenue, for their support. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, live life comfortably. Matt Jackson takes the ball for the Goldeyes in game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. Jackson having a fine season, a second with the Goldeyes. 8 starts this year, 5-2 with an ERA of 2.96, 45 2/3 innings pitched, 44 hits, 17 walks, 31 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .257 against Matt Jackson. Zach Penpraise, a right-hand batter, leads things off in the first pitch of game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. A fastball taken down low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Tonight's first pitch right on time at 5:05 p.m. Brought to you by Best Western Plus. Swing and a foul tip held by Jordan Guida. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Best Western Plus Winnipeg Airport Hotel is Winnipeg's premier event venue. Book your next corporate event, wedding, or conference at the Best Western Plus Winnipeg Airport Hotel. Penpraise squares. He drops a bunt foul down the third baseline, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Penpraise followed by Ronnie Berkwin and Sawyer Carroll, just underway in the top of the first inning. Penpraise batting .235 this year. with 3 home runs and 15 runs batted in. He is trying to break out of a recent funk, 7 for 38 in his last 11 games. Right-hand batter with a very close stance. Jackson winds on the 1-2 pitch, lashed foul into the crowd. And hope that everyone's all right. That one screamed over the top row of the box seats. It's still 1-2. A good short stroke there with 2 strikes for the shortstop, Zach Penpraise, in his 7th year with the RedHawks. From the windup, another 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip off the mid of Jordan Guida. Almost locked him up. That one just off the glove of Jordan Guida. And Penpraise has hit 4 consecutive foul balls since the first pitch ball. And the last 2 of them have been on a 2-strike count. Penpraise has drawn 9 walks in this 11-game stretch. Another 1-2 from Jackson. Line drive towards right. Coming on, Josh Mazzola. Slides. Makes the catch as he slides across the wet grass in shallow right field. Good play by Mazzola. 1 away to start the top half of the first inning. Defensively tonight for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, Casey Harther is at first base. Brock Bond is at second. Ryan Pineda at third. Tyler Kuhn is the shortstop. Donnie Webb is in left field. Reggie Abercrombie in center. Josh Mazzola is in right field. And Jordan Guida does the catching for the right-hander, Matt Jackson. Here's Ronnie Berkwin, a left-hand batter. Jackson delivers. Changeup high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jackson, 6'4", 195 pounds. A 26-year-old right-hander from Houghton, Louisiana. The 1-0 pitch hit foul off his hands to the left side, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ronnie Berkwin, 247 this year. 6 homers, tied for 8th in the American Association. 24 runs batted in. He has driven in 9 and scored 15 runs over his last 15 games played. The 1-1 pitch. Changeup misses just high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jackson is coming off a tough luck no decision last Tuesday against Les Aigles de Trois-Rivières, and the circumstances out of his control. His start was cut short due to rain. The 2-1 pitch to Berkwin on the outside corner with a good fastball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 down. No score in the top of the first. Sawyer Carroll, another left-hand batter, is waiting on deck. Jackson allowed 2 earned on 5 hits and 4 innings pitched. Swinging a ground ball foul outside of first. Got him in front of a big curve. Clocked at 69 miles an hour. And it's still 2-2 in the left-hand batting third baseman, Ronnie Berkwin. In his 4th year in the league and his 2nd with the RedHawks. He spent 2011 and 2012 with the St. Paul Saints, and he's been one of the most consistent players in the league over the last 4 seasons. Another 2-2 pitch hit foul back into the left side. So a good battle here between Jackson and Berkwin. Jackson left with a 5-2 lead, but after he got the final out in the bottom of the 4th last Tuesday against Trois-Rivières, neither team would make it back out, and the game was suspended. It was picked up the following evening, and the Goldeyes eventually won 5-3. Gabe Aguilar would get the win in relief. Another 2-2 pitch. Fastball just low and inside. It's 3-2 on the third baseman, Ronnie Berkwin. Berkwin hitting .256 against right-hand pitching this year. A .247 average overall. Jackson winds, and the 3-2. It fouled back and off the top of the screen and over towards the Goldeyes on deck circle. So a long at bat continues. This will be the 9th pitch coming up. Penpraise saw 6 leading off before he lined out to Mazzola in right field. So Berkwin, if anything, is doing a good job to give the RedHawks an early look here at Matt Jackson, making his 3rd career appearance in his 2nd start against Fargo. The pitch, swing and a miss, got him on a changeup. 2 men down here in the first, and that strikeout is brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. Manitoba Hydro reminds you to be safe around electricity. 1 strike, and you're out. So on the 9th pitch, and the 2nd with a 3-2 count, Jackson pulled a string through a changeup over the outside half. It bottomed out, and Berkwin swung over the top. Still a good effort by Ronnie Berkwin, and he has struck out for the 46th time this year, 2nd most in the American Association. Here's Sawyer Carroll, a left-hand bat, looking for his first hit in this series. Carroll, .272, 3 homers, and 27 runs batted in, tied for 13th in the league. Fastball, a little bit low and outside. It's 1 ball and 0 strikes. Carroll is 0 for 8 in this series, but one of the best pure hitters in the American Association. 2 outs and no one on. Big windup from Jackson. The pitch, fastball down the middle of the knees. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Tonight's umpires, Sean Hicks is behind the plate. Marty Bauer is at first, and Randy Wilness is at third base. Jackson from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-1. Changeup just off the plate away. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Sawyer Carroll, like Zach Penprace, trying to get his season pointed back in the right direction. 11 for 61 in his last 17 games, a 180 average. 2-1 pitch, hit on the ground to the right side. 2 ups, backhanded by Harther. He'll make the flip to Jackson. He gets to the bag in plenty of time, and Carroll is retired for the final out of the first. Matt Jackson sets the RedHawks down 1-2-3, and after half an inning in Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader, it's the RedHawks nothing, and the Goldeyes coming to bat on Jewel 101.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes make dreams come true by providing live baseball experiences to charities, nonprofit groups, and inner-city programs. Now with the Goldeyes Community Zone, even more memories are available to be made. For group tickets, contact the Goldeyes at 982-BASE. These seats are made possible through generous donations from the Community Zone partners. So from the Winnipeg Goldeyes and Community Zone recipients, thank you, CN, Princess Auto, Christie's Office Plus, Volkswagen Canada, the Players Cup, MTS, and University of Winnipeg.
It's summer. The perfect time to kick back and relax with friends and family. This summer, make it easy on yourself with catering by Chicken Delight. From a feast for a few to feeding your whole crew, Chicken Delight will put a smile on everyone's face with their famous chicken, fabulous pizza, ribs that rock, and more. Pick it up or have it delivered. Give us a call or send us your catering order at chickendelight.com.
So don't cook tonight. Tonight, all right. Call Chicken Delight.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
No score. We go to the bottom half of the first inning here at Shaw Park, and we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineup for game number 1 for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, managed by Rick Forney, who is in his 9th year. Tyler Kuhn is the shortstop and leading off. Josh Mazzola is the right fielder and batting second. Casey Harther is at first base hitting third. Ray Sadler is the DH in batting cleanup. Donnie Webb is the left fielder batting fifth. Reggie Abercrombie is the center fielder hitting sixth. Brock Bond is the second baseman batting seventh. Ryan Pineda is at third base hitting eighth. And Jordan Guida does the catching and bats ninth. On the mound tonight for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, 28-year-old left-hander Jake Labor. In his 7th year of pro baseball, his 6th with his hometown RedHawks. He's made 8 starts, and he enters today tied for the league lead with 6 victories. He's 6-1 and ERA at 3.40. First pitch to Tyler Kuhn is a fastball on the outside corner at the knees. It's no balls and 1 strike. Jake Labor this year, 47 2/3 innings, 48 hits, 14 walks, and 30 strikeouts. On the outside corner, same location with a fastball. It's 0-2. Opponents hitting .264 against Labor, and he's been especially tough on lefties who are hitting just .133. The 0-2 pulled on the ground on the right side. Newton moves in front. He fields down low. Toss to first is in time to get Tyler Kuhn. 1 away in the bottom half of the first inning. Defensively tonight for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, C.J. Rutherford is at first base. Brandon Newton is at second. Ronnie Berkwood is at third. Zach Penprace is the shortstop. Sawyer Carroll is in left field. Nick Jackson is in center. Dusty Robinson is in right field. And P.D. Paramore does the catching for the lefty Jake Labor. Here's Josh Mazzola, 4 hits on Saturday, including a home run. And he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Mazzola 4 for 5, hit the ball well in all of his at-bats. Right-hand batter, wide open stance, and he takes a fastball in. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Labor, an even 6 foot tall, 187 pounds. 28 years old, born and lives in Fargo, North Dakota. The 1-1 pitch, Mazzola got jammed, hits one out towards shallow center. Drifting back is Brandon Newton, and he reaches up to make the catch. So Jake Labor came into the hands of Josh Mazzola. He tried to fight it off. Brandon Newton, though, was able to retreat in a shallow center field to make the catch. 2 outs and nobody on. That'll bring up Casey Harther, still leading the American Association in batting average. He enters today at .377, a 24-point lead over Laredo's Nick Van Stratton. First pitch, fastball down low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Harther with 3 homers and 20 runs batted in. And he enters tonight riding a 9-game hitting streak. He went 2 for 5 on Saturday. Right-hand batter, 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-0 pitch, fastball on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Arthur 17 for 40 with 8 doubles during his 9-game streak, an average of .425. Here's the 1-1. Arthur swings, lines it the other way. That's a base hit to right field. And Arthur has reached 10 games on his hitting streak. And he will take that into the nightcap of tonight's doubleheader. A runner on first and 2 outs. That'll bring up Ray Sadler with the big homer in the 7th inning on Saturday night. That ultimately proved the difference in the 5-4 win. Sadler DHing in game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. It is so difficult to keep a hitting streak going in a doubleheader. You've got to get a hit on each end. A 4 for 4 game and an 0 for 4 won't keep the hitting streak going, even though that's better than, say, going 1 for 4 in each end. Change up on the outside corner, nothing in 1. And on top of that, you have fewer at-bats. You may only end up with 3 at-bats as opposed to 4, with each game scheduled for 7 innings. But Arthur has the hit here in game 1. The 0-1 from Labor. And Sadler takes a slider over but low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sadler has now driven in 8 runs in his last 10 games. He's hitting .228, 8 home runs for the year, 5th in the league, and he has driven in 24. A right-hand batter who crowds the plate. The 1-1 pitch, swinging a ground ball to the left, backhanded by Penpraise. He goes the long way to first. It's in time to get Sadler, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base. End of 1 inning at Shaw Park. No score on Jewel 101.
We all know that money doesn't grow on trees, but it sure grows in our branches. At Steinbach Credit Union, you get a great interest rate on any of our savings accounts, right from $1. That's right, no minimum balance here. Add to that a complete range of financial products in our unparalleled service, and that could put a smile on anyone's face. So switch to SCU today and laugh all the way from the bank. Steinbach Credit Union, taking care of the world's most important money, yours.
The Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation supports children's charities in Manitoba. I'm Tony Fletcher, Foundation President, urging you to get involved with the Fillmore Riley Case for Kids program by pledging a dollar amount per Goldeyes strikeout. Or show your support by picking up a Goldeyes license plate from your local auto pack dealer. The foundation receives $30 from each one sold. Thanks to you, the Field of Dreams Foundation has donated more than $1.6 million to children's charities since 1995.
Support your own, the Goldeyes. And Fort Garry Brewing. Located right here in Winnipeg, Fort Garry Brewing is Manitoba's #1 brewery, crafting a full spectrum of delicious beers and ales, including the award-winning Fort Garry Dark and the fan-favorite Fort Garry Pale, both of which are available at Shaw Park, so cheer on the home team. Fort Garry Brewing, Manitoba made, Manitoba's own.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Help support the Winnipeg Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation by purchasing a Path of Dreams sidewalk brick, and your name will go down in history. Literally, personalized bricks located on the walkway to Shaw Park are a unique way to honor loved ones, promote businesses and organizations, or celebrate a special event. For more information on how to purchase your Path of Dreams sidewalk brick, call the Goldeyes office at 982 base. No score. We go to the top of the second of a 7-inning game. Game 1 of 2 tonight. Crowd continues to trickle in as we're beyond the 5 o'clock hour here in downtown Winnipeg. C.J. Rutherford leads off against Matt Jackson, who set the side down in order in the top of the first. Rutherford, a right-hand batter, and he takes a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Rutherford 3 for 8 in the series with 2 runs scored and a double. Hitting .282 for the year, 5 homers and 35 driven in. Swinging a foul straight back, caught out in front of a slider. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Rutherford's 35 runs batted in, 6th most in the American Association beginning tonight. He's driven in 30 in his last 31 games with a .333 batting average during that stretch after getting off to a bit of a slow start. Right-hander against right-hander. And the 0-2 from Jackson. Curveball fouled straight back. Good pitch by Jackson. That big slow curve, and Rutherford just stays alive. He'll be followed by Nick Jackson and P.D. Paramore, 4, 5, and 6 in the top half of the second. Jake Labor got around the 2-out single from Casey Arthur in the bottom of the first inning. Jackson gets a new baseball. He's got the sign from Jordan Guida. Another 0-2 pitch. Fastball just outside. Good location. And he did not get the call from Sean Hicks, tonight's home plate umpire. Goldeyes are in the alternate red uniforms. Goldeyes in navy block lettering on the front side. Names in white, numbers in navy blue in the back. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, high fly, pretty deep left. Back goes Webb, over by the track, reaches, and Webb stumbles, drops the ball. He fires towards second base. Rutherford was not coming hard out of the box, but he will get there standing up at second with a double. Good effort by Donnie Webb, sprinting back onto the warning track. He reached up, went into a bit of a leap, and looked like the ball broke off his glove before he crashed into the left field wall. Rutherford didn't come out of the box hard, but it was hit deep enough that once he turned it on, he got there with relative ease at second base. A leadoff double for C.J. Rutherford, is 19th of the year, which leads the American Association. Nick Jackson has had a great series, steps to the plate, 4 for 8, including 2 home runs in the ballgame Saturday night. They were his second and third of the year. On the second one, the one that came with the ninth, made him the RedHawks all-time leader in home runs. Swinging a foul off to the left side. It's 0-1 on the left-hand batting Nick Jackson. Goldeyes with home white pants, no trim to go with the red uniform tops and the all-red caps. Fargo for a third time in this series in the traditional road grays, RedHawks in red lettering and underline on the front. Numbers in red, no names in the back, matching gray pants with the red trim, and the all-black caps. The 0-1 pitch to Jackson. Line drive the other way, base hit to left field. Into third is Rutherford. He's held by Doug Semenek. Donnie Webb will fire to the cutoff man, Ryan Pineda. So Nick Jackson singles the other way, and the RedHawks have runners on first and third, and no one down here in the top of the second. Hey fans, next time you're at a Goldeyes game, bring along a non-perishable food item for donation to Winnipeg Harvest. Collection bins are located at every ballpark entrance. Peek in the market and the Goldeyes. Encourage all listeners to help those in need. Jackson is a base running threat over on first, 5 for 6 this year in steals. P.D. Paramore, the RedHawks leading hitter in terms of average now, steps to the plate. He's hitting an even .300 with 3 homers and 19 runs batted in. A switch hitter left-handed, Jackson from below the belt comes set. And the first pitch, fastball high and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Casey Harther, a right-handed defender, holding on Nick Jackson at first. The RedHawks haven't done a ton of running this season. 30 steals in 38 attempts. Mentioned Jackson has 5 of those 30 stolen bases. Traditionally, the RedHawks are a team that will like to run. The set from Jackson and the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, it's on the outside half at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Paramore 22 for 68 in his last 20 games, an average of .324. He's 2 for 7 over the first 2 games of this series. Some sunshine now coming over the third base stands. The sun had been almost non-existent, covered by clouds over the last couple of days. So good to see some sunlight here at Shaw Park. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, just low. Good pitch by Jackson. Looked like that cut through the bottom of the zone. And Jackson again unable to get the call from Sean Hicks. On third is C.J. Rutherford. Nick Jackson is on first with nobody out. We're in the top of the second of a 7-inning game in Game 3 of a 4-game series. Middle infield set for 2. Pineda's back at third. Jackson is ready. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball just outside. 3 balls and a strike. So really over the first 2 innings, Nick Jackson has had a hard time getting those close pitches from Sean Hicks. Labor was getting some borderline calls from Hicks in the bottom half of the first. Outfield is at medium depth and straightaway. Paramore hitting .389 in the year where the runner is in scoring position. The right-hander comes set. See if Jackson runs. Not going, the 3-1 pitch. Just low ball 4, another close pitch. So P.D. Paramore very patient at the plate. He came in having walked 21 times this year. 11th most in the American Association. And here he works at his 22nd walk to load the bases with no one down. Dusty Robinson playing in his second game where the RedHawks will step to the plate. He was 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts on Saturday, but he has some serious power. It was signed just prior to Saturday's contest. Robinson, a 10th rounder by the A's in 2011 out of Fresno State. The first pitch. Fastball taken a bit low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. No score in the top of the second, but the RedHawks have a great opportunity to take what would only be their second lead of this series. They had the brief 1-0 lead Friday in the top of the fourth, but the Goldeyes wiped that away in the bottom half with a couple of runs. The pitch, swinging a ground ball towards second, might be 2. Bond goes to second for 1. Kuhn to first, double play. There's 2 men down. Rutherford will come in and score to make it 1-0 Fargo, but a big double play. Jackson came in, Robinson got jammed in the hands and punched one out towards second. And Brock Bond starts the 4-6-3 double play. And Jackson and the Goldeyes have a chance to limit the damage here in the top of the second inning. So that's a sure trade for the Goldeyes. Now it's a runner on third and 2 outs. Robinson will not get credit for an RBI, with Rutherford coming in to score. Nick Jackson is now on third base, and Brandon Newton steps to the plate. Newton has had a good series, 3 for 6, including the 2-out infield RBI single on Friday night. Left-hand batter, wide open stance. Jackson delivers. Fastball knee-high for a strike. It's 0-1. Newton with his season average up to 265, 1 home run, and 7 runs batted in. He sits safely in his last 5 in a row. A full windup and the 0-1 pitch. Letter-high fastball for a strike. And it's 0-2 when the second baseman, Brandon Newton. In his last 15 games, Newton's hitting .356 with 11 walks. The 0-2 pitch, curveball swing, and a foul tip just off the mid of Jordan Guida. And Newton barely stays alive. That's been a good weapon early on, that big slow curveball. It's been anywhere from 69 to 73 miles an hour on the radar gun. And Jackson has really had the RedHawks hitters, both lefties and righties, out on their front foot. It's still 0-2. Jackson delivers. Fastball hit foul the other way. A good idea by Jackson. He had Newton in front of that slow curveball, came back with a high fastball, and Newton was behind. He was able to slap it foul towards his manager, Doug Simonek, who is coaching third base. So it's still 0-2. Tim Alberts, hitting ninth again, is waiting on deck. Runner on third and 2 outs. Another 0-2 from Jackson. Curveball just outside and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jackson has as good control as anyone in the league. In fact, he had the best control in the American Association last year. And he is not getting the call so far from Sean Hicks. Right at a lefty. The 1-2. Fastball just outside. Back-to-back pitches have hit the glove of Jordan Guide, and Jackson looked a little frustrated after that non-call. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. If it's a guy who's struggling with his command, it's one thing, but Jackson continues to hit Guide's mitt over the first 2 innings. Nick Jackson leads off third base. Now the 2-2 pitch to Newton. Swing and a foul tip held by Guida. The bat goes flying onto the screen, and the inning is over. So Jackson strikes out Newton, and he does a good job to limit the RedHawks to only 1 run. They have the bases loaded with nobody out. A run, 2 hits, and 1 left on base. Middle of the second at Shaw Park. It's 1-0 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Honey, where should I put this?
In the basement.
I don't think there's any room.
Sound familiar? If your home or garage has accumulated more than it can hold, let BFI Canada help. Rent a temporary bin from BFI for a day, a week, or longer. Too much stuff? Then call the Blue. Call BFI Canada to schedule your delivery today. BFI Canada, a Progressive Waste Solutions company. At Cal Tire, they are the tire and wheel experts. They have the best selection of tires and wheels in the city, all at prices that can't be beat. If you find a lower advertised price, bring it in and they'll match it or even beat it. This spring, pay attention to your vehicle by taking it to the experts at Cal Tire. It's time to talk to Cal at any one of their 5 convenient Winnipeg locations.
This summer, Downtown Winnipeg Biz wants you to get a taste of downtown Winnipeg with restaurant tours starting in June. Hit 4 patios in one evening on the patio crawl tour. Cycle to 7 restaurants on the movable feast tour. Check out up-and-coming musicians at the Almost Famous Music Tour. Let Winnipeg Wine take you to the city's top restaurants for a tasting that includes a night in a luxury downtown hotel. See the full lineup of tours and get your tickets today at downtownwinnipegbiz.com.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices only with MTS. We go to the bottom half of the second at Shaw Park. 1-0 Fargo. Donnie Webb leads off against Jake Labor, and he takes a fastball low and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Great job by Matt Jackson to limit the damage to 1 run at the top of the inning. Fastball on the outside corner, 1-1 at Donnie Webb. A switch hitter batting right-handed against the 28-year-old left-hander Jake Labor. He's quick to the windup and the 1-1 pitch. High and outside of the changeup. It's now 2-1. Jackson faced bases loaded and nobody out, but he only gives up 1 to the Goldeyes right in the middle of this ball game, down 1-0 in the bottom half of the second. The 2-1 pitch. Webb swings. It's a high bouncer. Tough play. Labor sprints over. He's got it. Turns the throw to first. Is just in time to get Donnie Webb That may have hit the front of the plate, and it took a long time to come down, and it landed in Labor's glove. He was about halfway between home plate and first base, and he was almost straddling the first base line, so he had a real tough angle. At first, he thought about lunging forward and tagging Donnie Webb. Was not going to be able to pull that off, so he flipped it over Webb's shoulder and was able to get it into the glove of C.J. Rutherford at first. So a nifty play by Jake Labor. It's 1 out and nobody on, and that'll bring up Reggie Abercrombie. You can tie in with one swing. Abercrombie, a right-hand batter, hitting .325 in his last 10 games. He takes a fastball high and away. It's 1 ball and no strikes. During that 10-game stretch, Reggie with 3 homers and 9 runs batted in. He had a sacrifice fly on Saturday. Swinging a ground ball to the left side. Burkett moves over, he fields. Sidearm throw to first is in time to get Abercrombie 2 up and 2 set down in the bottom half of the second. Come celebrate your birthday Goldeyes style. Partygoers receive a souvenir, hot dog, potato chips, and soft drink, plus birthday cake and mini donuts to enjoy in the stands, courtesy of Little Orbit's Mini Donuts. The guest of honor also receives a birthday card, Goldeyes Baseball, photo with Goldie, happy birthday, PA announcement during the game, and more. Parties are just $16 per person based on a minimum of 10 guests. Call the Goldeyes office at 982-BASE to book your next birthday bash. Brock Bond, switch hitter from the right side, takes a fastball low from Jake Labor. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch, fastball low and away for ball 2. Bond is 6 for 17 in his first 6 games with Winnipeg, a .353 average. He's had 3 at-bats against lefties and is 2 out of 3. Fastball high and outside, 3 balls and no strikes. First time that Labor has really been behind the Goldeyes hitter early on this evening. The 3-0 pitch, fastball on the inside corner. Bond has drawn 6 walks during those 6 games, and he enters today with a .522 on-base percentage as a member of the Goldeyes. He crowns the plate, and the 3-1 pitch on the outside corner, 3-2. He has walked nearly as many times as he has struck out in his professional career, a lifetime batting average of .300. Here's the payoff from Jake Labor. Ground ball the other way. Diving stop by Rutherford. Gets up from his knees, flips to Labor. Got to the bag in time, and the inning is over. C.J. Rutherford robs Brock Bond and a sharp grounder to the right, and Winnipeg is down 1-2-3. 2 complete here at Shaw Park. It's the RedHawks 1 and the Goldeyes nothing on Jewel 101.
Is your vehicle's interior looking worn out? Don't sell it, detail it. The Chamois Car Wash and Detail Centers offer a wide variety of professional detailing services that will make your vehicle's interior look great again. From a small spot shampoo to a complete bumper-to-bumper cleaning. Packages start at only $64.95 and include a famous Chamois full-service car wash. No appointment necessary. Come into any of the 3 Chamois locations today. Waverly, Reinders, or St. James.
Here's the pitch, and oh my goodness, a line drive right into Martin's face.
I just smashed his glasses.
He's standing up again, but boy, those glasses are toast.
Well, I bet he's glad he's covered by Manitoba Blue Cross.
Just like sports, life can throw you a curveball. And while provincial health care doesn't cover glasses or all prescription drugs, Manitoba Blue Cross has coverage options to keep you in the game.
Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring.
Visit mb.bluecross.ca to find out more.
Hey, you're looking red and shiny today.
It's just the burger sweats, babe.
That's not normal.
Nah, it's cool. I read the nutrition fact things like you said. I've got enough sodium for like 3 days.
It's easy to make the healthy choice at Jugo Juice. Jugo Juice smoothies are made with real fruit and veggies, 100% fruit juice with no added sugar, and no sorbet fillers or purees. So whatever you order, it's loaded with the good stuff. Stop by Jugo Juice at Shaw Park or Polo Park.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on Jewel 101.
Get your group of 25 or more together for a Goldeyes game. Our group packages suit everyone from a family gathering to the team at work that wants to share in the experience of exciting Goldeyes baseball. These packages are full of benefits just for your group. Seating is available in all areas of Shaw Park. Call our group department at 982-BASE and let one of our event experts look after the details of your next outing. Don't forget to ask about our group picnic packages or the Goldeyes patio deck. 1-0 RedHawks. We go to the top of the third of a 7-inning game. It's the opener of a doubleheader between Winnipeg and Fargo-Moorhead after yesterday's 1:35 game was postponed due to rain. Tim Albert's hitting ninth for a second straight game will lead things off for right-hand slugger with a wide stance. Matt Jackson a full windup. And the first pitch, fastball taken high and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Alberts hit 9th on Saturday, ended up with a double late in the ballgame. 1 for 7 in the series, hitting .220 for the year with 2 homers and 13 runs batted in. He swings and pops one in the air to shallow right center. Moving in into his right, Mazzola battles the wind. He reaches back and makes the catch over the left shoulder. 1 man down in the top half of the 3rd inning. For all Goldeyes home games this season, when the Goldeyes win, all fans in attendance will win a Winnie Dog thanks to Salisbury House. If the Goldeyes win tonight, you can take your game ticket to any of the 7 Sal's Express locations to receive a free Winnie Dog with a purchase of fries. The offer is valid for 7 days following the win, courtesy of Salisbury House. Zach Penprace fouls one back to the screen, and it's no balls and 1 strike. 1 offer per ticket per person per visit, not valid at Shaw Park. Penprace flied out to right field his first time up. Jackson with the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball the other way. Brock Bond to his lefty field. Edge of the outfield grass. Goes to first in time to get Penprace. 2 up and 2 set aside. Matt Jackson faced bases loaded and nobody out, but he got Dusty Robinson a ground into a 4-6-3 double play. And he kept the RedHawks to only a single run. Labor made it stand up in the bottom half. He would set the Goldeyes down in order. It's 1-0 Fargo, top half of the 3rd. Ronnie Berkwin, a left-hand bat, struck out on the 9th pitch of the at-bat in the top of the 1st inning. Swinging a foul straight back. It's no balls and 1 strike. Ronnie Berkwin in his career against Winnipeg over the last 4 seasons. 40 games, a .295 average, 8 homers and 27 runs batted in. Bases are empty with 2 outs. Berkwin, the former Ohio State Buckeye, the 0-1. Breaking ball outside and low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ronnie Berkwin, a former Big Ten MVP, did it during his junior year in 2006, and that earned him a 2nd-round draft selection of the Detroit Tigers. And Berkwin would get as high as AA Erie in the Eastern League. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball low and inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. During that collegiate MVP season for the Ohio State University Buckeyes, Berkwin at .416, and he drove in 66 in just 58 games. The 2-1. That's taken high and outside, 3 balls and a strike with Sawyer Carroll waiting on deck. Berkwin for his professional career, a .275 lifetime average and a .378 on-base percentage. Jackson's 3-1 pitch is on the inside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Might have been a wider strike going for all the times that Jackson might have been squeezed in the 1st or 2nd. This time he gets a call from Sean Hicks. It's 3-2 on Berkwin. The payoff pitch, fastball on the inside corner, strike 3 called. Matt Jackson gets a call, 3rd strike on Ronnie Berkwin, his 3rd strikeout tonight, and he sets the RedHawks down 1-2-3 in the top half of the 3rd. Nothing across, middle of the 3rd in downtown Winnipeg. It's the RedHawks 1 and the Goldeyes nothing on Jewel 101.
Here's the pitch, and it's a grand slam! Here they come! Cans, juice boxes, glass and plastic bottles, into the bin!
The Winnipeg Goldeyes and Recycle Everywhere want you to swing for the fences and recycle all your empty beverage containers. They're full of potential and have thousands of uses beyond the landfill. Step up to the plate and pitch your drink containers into a recycling bin. Whether you're at home, work, school, or the ballpark, remember to recycle everywhere.
When's the last time your bank gave you a great big kiss when you walked through the door?
Excuse me?
That's what they do at Sonova Credit Union. Their DOG, Director of Greetings, is a St. Bernard who welcomes all members.
Wow, can he schedule appointments too?
No need. At Sonova, you don't need an appointment, ever. Drop by whenever works for you. Bank brighter with Sonova Credit Union at one of their 11 branches throughout Manitoba, with convenient 7 days a week service in Winnipeg.
The Stars are coming to Shaw Park this summer as the Winnipeg Goldeyes host the first ever 2-day American Association All-Star celebrations. July 28th and 29th, catch all the action. Skills competition, home run derby, parties and autograph sessions, all-star luncheon featuring Fergie Jenkins, and of course, the All-Star Game. Play ball! Tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they're gone. Visit Goldeyes.com.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Help support the Winnipeg Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation with a Case for Kids program. All you have to do is pledge an amount that you will donate towards the Field of Dreams Foundation every time a Goldeyes pitcher records a home strikeout during the 2014 season. You can fill out a pledge form at Goldeyes.com or at the Fan Services booth at Shaw Park. Last year, Goldeyes pitcher struck out 373 batters at home, meaning a pledge of just 5 cents per strikeout would have contributed $18.65. Ryan Pineda takes a fastball outside for ball 1 from Jake Labor. At the end of the year, we'll add up all the Goldeyes strikeouts, and the Field of Dreams Foundation will send you an invoice, or if you wish, we can charge your credit card for the amount pledged. For more information about the Case for Kids program, visit Goldeyes.com. Fastball high and outside for ball 2. Pineda hitting 8th in game 1 of the doubleheader. And he takes a fastball over the outside edge. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ryan Pineda, Jordan Gaida, and Tyler Kuhn, 8, 9, and 1, due up against the left-hander Jake Labor. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High pop-up off the hands, left side of the infield. Penpraise calling for it, moves to his left, backs up into the outfield, and Penpraise makes the catch. 1 man down in the bottom half of the 3rd. Jordan Gaida now steps to the plate. Gaida, a right-hand batter, 13 for 45 in 17 games played this year, hitting .289 with a homer and 6 runs batted in. Jake Labor in his 7th year of professional baseball. He enters tonight 57 and 33 in his career. He has won 10 or more games in 3 of the last 4 seasons. A career ERA of 4.13, and he gets to pitch in his hometown. Gaida swings, lines it down the right field line. Cutting back into his left is Robinson, and Robinson makes the catch a couple steps shy of the warning track. Good play to his left by the right fielder, Dusty Robinson, and it's back to the top of the order for Tyler Kuhn, who grounds it out to second base his first time up. Kuhn is 6th in the league in batting at .341. No homers and 12 runs batted in. He had 3 hits in the ballgame Saturday, his 17th multi-hit game of the year. He also begins today 12th in the league in on-base percentage at .404. Fastball on the inside half of the knees. It's no balls and 1 strike. A run, 2 hits, no errors for the RedHawks. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Lefty against lefty. The 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air, fouled on the left field line. That'll reach the crowd. And it's still 0-2 on Tyler Kuhn. Jake Labor, lifetime against the Winnipeg Goldeyes, 13 starts. He is 8 and 3 with an ERA of 2.70. The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball the other way. Penpraise backhands in the hole. He gets up, those across to first. Nice arm by Penpraise, and the Goldeyes are down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. 3 complete here at Shaw Park. The RedHawks lead the Goldeyes 1-0 on Jewel 101.
Hi, this is Ivan Saper, owner of Saper Agencies. We offer personal, business, automobile, and travel health insurance. But it's how we sell that makes us different. We strive to remain on the cutting edge of technology and product innovations. We promise you quick, efficient, and effective solutions and 100% satisfaction. See us today, and we'll find you the right solution at the right price. Remember, your best insurance policy is our experience.
Saper Agencies, 2188 McPhillips. Call 694-6787.
While there is no known cure for ALS, there is hope. The ALS Society of Manitoba supports families affected by ALS. Their client services coordinator works with your family to determine your needs, and the Brummett-Feasby ALS House provides 24-hour care designed to specifically meet the needs of people living with ALS, because hope is important in the lives of those affected by ALS. The ALS Society of Manitoba, they help their people every way they can. Visit alsmb.ca.
The Stars are coming to Shaw Park this summer as the Winnipeg Goldeyes host the first ever 2-day American Association All-Stars celebrations. July 28th and 29th, catch all the action. Skills competition, home run derby, parties and autograph sessions, all-star luncheon featuring Fergie Jenkins, and of course, the All-Star Game. Play ball! Tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they're gone. Visit Goldeyes.com.
GMC employee pricing is on now. Get a Sierra, Terrain, or Acadia that works for you at a price that suggests you work for us. Hurry, the event ends soon.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Trades and transactions are brought to you by Prairie Safety Surfacing. Bounces like rubber, wears like a rock. Prairie Safety Surfacing, your authorized rubber rock dealer for Manitoba. visit them at prairiesafetysurfacing.com. Top of the fourth of a 7-inning game. Jake Labors looked impressive once again. He's allowed one over the minimum and retired the last 7 to face him. The RedHawks lead the Goldeyes 1-0. Matt Jackson will try and keep it a 1-run game. And he will face the big bats here in the fourth. Carroll, Rutherford, and Jackson, 3, 4, and 5. Carroll 0 for 1. He grounded out to Casey Arthur his first time up, a left-hand bat, and he takes a fastball on the outside edge for Matt Jackson. It's 0-1. Earlier today, the Amarillo Sox let go of Keith Brackold, who played for the RedHawks last year. In fact, they traded Kevin Fuqua to Rockland to acquire Keith Brackold. Curveball on the outside corner, 66 from Matt Jackson on that last pitch. And the count is 0-2. Brackold has now been released by Amarillo. Good chance he's going to latch on somewhere else in the American Association. The Amarillo Sox have signed righty Adam Maxson. Fastball inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. They have also signed right-hander Jordan Egan, and they have placed catcher Connor O'Gorman, their backup, on the disabled list. Carroll holds the bat back. The pitch, fastball low, 2-2. The Laredo Lemurs get a lift to their lineup. They activated first baseman John Alonso from the DL, and they have placed righty Cesar Carrillo, one of the former big league arms they have, on the disabled list, retroactive to yesterday. 2-2 pitch, curveball, line drive towards left, coming on Webb, still coming on, reaches, makes the catch as his momentum carries him into foul territory. Good running play by Donnie Webb. And there's 1 down to begin the top half of the 4th inning. The Sioux City Explorers sold Nate Sampson. His contract has been purchased by the Arizona Diamondbacks, who bought Kyle Anderson from the Goldeyes last week. So congratulations to Nate Sampson, who played for the Goldeyes last year. Now heading back to affiliated baseball with the Diamondbacks. The Goldeyes, if you're joining us recently, made a move prior to today. They have reacquired right-hander Chandler Barnard from the United League San Angelo Colts in exchange for a player to be named later. First pitch to C.J. Rutherford on the outside corner with a fastball. It's 0-1, and Barnard is scheduled to pitch the second game of tonight's doubleheader, filling the void left by Kyle Anderson. 1 out, nobody on. The 0-1 pitch. Rutherford swings and hits it foul to the right. That'll hit the Sky Suite level and bounce back into the lower level of seats at Shaw Park. It's 0-2 on C.J. Rutherford. He started the rally in the second with a double to left that broke off Donnie Webb's glove, who was sprinting back towards the warning track. And he would score on the double play from Dusty Robinson. 0-2 pitch, curveball low and away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matt Jackson faced the RedHawks earlier this season, June 7th at Newman Outdoor Field. He kept the Goldeyes in the ballgame, 4 earned runs and 9 hits in 6 innings. And he would lose that day 4-2. The 1-2 pitch, hit in the air towards deep right, moving over Mazzola. Mazzola's got it lined up, reaches and makes the grab. Another hard swing by C.J. Rutherford. Very rarely does Rutherford make soft contact, but he hits this one in the general direction of Josh Mazzola. It's 2 outs and nobody on for Nick Jackson. Jackson 1 for 1, he singled to left field. An opposite field line drive in the top of the second inning. We mentioned in his last at-bat that Jackson, who had 2 home runs on Saturday, the second homer he hit, the solo shot of the ninth, made him the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks all-time leader in home runs. He entered the year 2 back of Jesse Horlbeck for that honor. He swings and pops it up off the hands to shallow right. Harther and Bond going out. Mazzola's coming in. Bond's got it lined up and makes the catch to retire the side. Matt Jackson has now retired 8 consecutive batters. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. Middle of the 4th at Shaw Park. It's 1-0 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Summer in Manitoba sizzles all over the place, from our great beaches to our great ballpark, and especially at Goldeyes Grill, where they sizzle up some of the best hot dogs you've ever tasted. Diamond Dogs, the official hot dog of the Goldeyes, custom made by Winkler Meats. Diamond Dogs are naturally smoked, gluten and allergen-free, and made with quality ingredients that deliver full flavor every bite. Try them in the game or pick them up at your local grocer. Diamond Dogs from Winkler Meats. Product quality is their tradition.
Nothing foggy. Nothing to hide. Everything is crystal clear with Duraco windows. Duraco windows are built to last a lifetime, and they guarantee it 100% with their true lifetime warranty. Feel confident that should a seal fail, a lock break, or a weld crack, you are completely covered. A big investment should be backed big time, so know what you're getting right from the start. The choice is clear. Duraco windows. Go to Duraco.com now to book a free consultation.
Cheers to the NSA slow pitch team whose uniforms are not uniform at all. Cheers to the times where more prep goes into playing after the game than playing in it. Cheers to the team who carries the cooler to the bench first and then maybe goes back to the van for the bats, balls, and gloves. Cheers from the Bud family, Budweiser, Bud Light, and Bud Light Lime. Proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes and every NSA slow pitch team in Winnipeg. Go get 'em!
Get RBC employee mortgage pricing. You don't have to marry an RBC employee to save like one. Limited time only. rbc.com/employee mortgage. Terms and conditions apply.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices, only with MTS. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Both pitchers have done well tonight. Game one of a doubleheader. Crowd continues to file in at Shaw Park. Josh Mazzola leads off against Jake Labor in the first pitch. A changeup on the outside half for a strike. It's 0-1. Again, only 7-inning games, so in a 9-inning contest, it's like we're in the bottom half of the sixth right now. Mazzola, Harther, and Sadler 2, 3, and 4. Breaking ball down low. It's 1-1 strike. Matt Jackson and Jake Labor have done real well. The only run came home in a double play with the bases loaded and nobody out in the top half of the second. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, just foul. Outside of third base, it's 1-2 strikes. Mazzola's done well against lefties this year, 8 for 27, a .296 average. And during his 7-year professional career, Mazzola is a .330 hitter against left-handers. Wide open stance, the 1-2. Check swing and a breaking ball down low. It's 2 strikes. Labor is fun to watch, a lot like Chris Salamita. Not necessarily an overpowering lefty, but he will challenge right-hand bats on the inner half. Fastball hit in the air, foul off to the right side. And it's still 2 strikes. Both Labor and Chris Salamita, they are not the type of lefties who are going to try and work only on the outer half with soft stuff away. They will throw that fastball and even the breaking ball at times into the hands or try and throw that slider back foot against the right-hand bats for strikeouts. Labor gets the sign from P.D. Paramore. The 2-2 to Mazzola. High fly ball towards left field. Moving back is Sawyer Carroll. He has room in front of the track, and Carroll makes the catch. One man down in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Today's trivia question for Game 1 is brought to you by the Place Louis Riel Suite Hotel in downtown Winnipeg. Place Louis Riel, specializing in spacious executive suites. The question for game number 1, who holds the Winnipeg Goldeyes single game record for base hits with 6 hits in one game? First pitch to Casey Harther, swing and a bouncer foul behind the plate. It's 0-1. Goldeyes single game record for hits. Call the Jewel 101 studio at 204-943-5250 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Goldeyes game. The 0-1, swing and a bouncer foul to the left side, came off his front foot, and Harther behind, no balls and 2 strikes. We'll have the correct answer later on tonight. We did not have a winner for Saturday's question. That question was prior to 2012. When was the last time the Goldeyes beat the RedHawks in a postseason series? And the correct answer was 2001. Labor winds the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball down low. Good eye by Harther to lay off, and it's 1-2 strikes. Casey has been the only Goldeye to reach so far tonight. A line drive single the other way in the first, extending his hitting streak to 10 in a row. Tying Tyler Kuhn for the longest by a Goldeye this year. Fastball swung and it bounced foul beyond the plate. And it's still 1-2 strikes. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the RedHawks, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Goldeyes are trying to clinch a series win over the RedHawks. The lefty winds, another 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside, another good eye by Harther, and it's now 2-2. Casey entered today leading the league in batting at .377. Labor winds, 2-2 pitch. High fly ball, fairly deep left center. Back goes Jackson with Carroll over by the wall, and it is gone! Casey Harther ties the game with a monster home run to left center field. His 4th home run of the year, and the Goldeyes have drawn even at 1-1 in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Arthur able to get the arms extended, and he pulls that ball well to left center. Got it caught up high into the air. And both Jackson and Carroll turned and drifted towards the fence as it sailed over. Ray Saller pulls one foul to the left side. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. So a new game here at 1-1, bottom of the 4th. And again, we're scheduled for 7 innings in both ends of the doubleheader. That's only the 2nd homer given up by Jake Labor this season. Ray Saller grounds it out to shortstop his first time up. Another homer for the Goldeyes, their 33rd as a team this year. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball low and outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Labor's career began with the RedHawks, his hometown team, in 2008. He got out to a bit of a slow start and was traded to the Frontier League. Slider down low, and it's now 2-1 on Ray Saller. He was sent to the River City Rascals, a very successful team in the Frontier League in the St. Louis, Missouri area. The 2-1 pitch. Inside with a fastball. Now 3 balls and a strike. That one looked like a cutter from Jake Labor. He would come back, though, to the RedHawks in 2010, and he has been there ever since. This is his 6th overall year in Fargo. 3-1 pitch, high fly ball, deep but foul down the left field line. Carroll with a look, and that is well to the left of the pole. Saller turning in the fastball from Labor into the hands. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the Goldeyes DH Ray Saller. We're tied at 1 after the Casey Harther solo shot to left center field. Labor to the windup. The 3-2 pitch popped up foul to the right, threw him a slider, and Saller was able to foul it off. On deck is Donnie Webb as switch hitter. Each team now 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. Labor 3 of the last 4 years has won 10 or more games, often the benchmark for starters in independent ball. Swing and a foul tip held by Paramore for strike 3. First strikeout of the game for the lefty Jake Labor, and that'll bring up Donnie Webb. 2 outs and nobody on base. Last year he was 10-5 for the RedHawks, who won 63 games. He had an ERA of 3.82 in 20 starts. He was part of the RedHawks' last championship team in 2010, the final year of the Northern League. First pitch to Webb, fastball high and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Goldeyes and RedHawks tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Chandler Barnard will face Justin Erasmus in the nightcap of tonight's doubleheader. The 1-0 pitch, high and away with a changeup this time. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. Webb had a high chopper along the first baseline that Labor was able to field himself, and he got Webb by a step at first, tossing it over his shoulder. On the outside corner with a fastball, and the count goes to 2-1. Webb is now 8 for 31 this year against left-handed pitching. Labor's 2-1. Lashed the other way foul. Good job by Webb. He stayed back in the slider, got the barrel to the baseball. Hit that foul to the right side. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Labor coming off a win on Tuesday against the Saints, allowed 2 earned runs and 6 1/3 at Newman Outdoor Field. Swinging a line drive foul. It hits the RedHawks dugout and ricochets into the stands where a fan makes a nice play. That one skipped off the very top of the RedHawks dugout on the first base side. It carried high in the air and came down into the hands of a fan near the last couple of rows. 2 outs and nobody on base in a 1-1 game. Webb crowds the plate. Here's the windup. Another 2-2 pitch. Fastball, and that misses just low. Not a bad pitch by Jake Labor. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Labor 8-3 lifetime against the Goldeyes in 13 starts. The pitch, swinging a line shot towards left field. That'll drop in front of Sawyer Carroll for a base hit. Donnie Webb muscles one to left, and Winnipeg has the go-ahead run on first for Reggie Abercrombie. Webb will be a threat to run. 15 steals this year, tied for second in the American Association. He has only been caught twice. Abercrombie grounds it out to third base his first time up. Webb with an 88% success rate in terms of steals this year. 1 on and 2 out. C.J. Rutherford, a right-hand fielder, holding on Donnie Webb. He's got a pretty good lead. Labor steps and throws over, and Donnie Webb dives back safe. Labor's got a very deceptive move over to first. It's a little bit long if he can time it right, and you know he's going to the plate. You've got a chance to get to second base, but it's tough for the runners to tell the difference. The pitch, swing and a miss, and a slider low and inside. No balls and 1 strike, pardon me. A runner on first and 2 down. The Goldeyes tied the game earlier in the inning on the solo shot to left center from Casey Harther. What makes the move difficult to pick up, Laber, he has a fairly high leg kick when he's in the stretch position, and he drops his hands both when he throws to first and when he goes to the plate. Slider taken down low, kept in front by P.D. Paramore. It's 1-1 strike. It is not too different from the pickoff move of former New York Yankees left-hander Andy Pettitte. Many thought had the best pickoff move over the last 15 or so years in the major leagues. And with the way that Laber uses mechanics, especially in the stretch position, he, makes it tough for the runners to pick it up, and he gives himself the option to step over, even if he originally thinks about going to the plate. Toss to first, and Webb's got to dive back. Tied at 1, bottom half of the fourth. Donnie Webb with a very good speed. The outfield actually playing a little shallow here against Reggie Abercrombie. They are straight away. Laber from the stretch on the outside corner with a fastball. And it's 1-2 on Reggie Abercrombie. 7 for 26 this year against left-hand pitching. .331 against lefties the last 5 years. Right-hand batter with very good power. And he has been on a roll of late, hitting .325 in his last 10 games with 9 runs batted in. Laber from the belt, checks on first. Webb takes off the pitch, swing and a miss. And that's strike 3 to end the inning. But the Goldeyes tied on the Harther home run. There was 1 run and 2 hits and 1 left on base. Into 4 at Shaw Park in Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. It's 1-1 on Jewel 101.
This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL. Jewel 101, Winnipeg.
The rebates are back! The rebates are back!
What?
The rebates from Reliance Superior Heating and Air Conditioning are back, and I'm not missing out on the great savings this year!
The rebates from Reliance are back by popular demand. Right now, when you buy a high-efficiency Lennox furnace and air conditioner from Reliance, you get $2,000 back in rebates. Call Reliance Superior Heating and Air Conditioning now at 204-697-5666 or hurry over to RelianceSuperior.ca today. Some conditions apply.
I've always been active, but when I started putting on weight and feeling tired and even avoiding family activities, no one could tell me what was wrong. I was concerned. A friend suggested I see his chiropractor. She developed a plan that involved changes in what I was eating, lifestyle, exercise, and spinal health. Seeing me more active, the rest of my family have started their own plan. Thanks to my chiropractor for making my life better.
Manitoba Chiropractors, making life better.
I'm Larry McIntosh from Peak of the Market. As I travel around the world promoting Manitoba vegetables, it always amazes me how much people know about Canada. They talk about our open spaces, great rivers and lakes, our friendly and very polite people. They really admire Canada and what we stand for. We may not always show our patriotic spirit, but we certainly know how lucky we are to live in this great country. I'm proud to be from Manitoba, Canada. On Canada Day, let's take some time to remember how lucky we really are. Happy birthday, Canada.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on Jewel 101.
Goldeyes this week is brought to you by Boston Pizza. After the game, you can have any of our more than 100 delicious Boston Pizza menu items delivered to your door. Call 925-4111 or do some finger cooking at bostonpizza.com. We're tied at 1, top of the 5th, thanks to a Casey Arthur solo shot to left center field. P.D. Paramore, Dusty Robinson, and Brandon Newton, the schedule hitters against Matt Jackson in the top of the 5th of a 7-inning game. Goldeyes continue the homestand tomorrow, a special 4 o'clock Canada Day start, the opener of a series against the Kansas City T-Bones. Come celebrate Canada Day with the Goldeyes. First pitch, change up down low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Game presented by Via Rail Canada. One lucky fan will win a return train trip for 2 to Jasper, courtesy of Via Rail Canada. Jackson winds in the 1-0 pitch to P.D. Paramore. And that misses just low and outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Paramore drew a walk on a couple of real close pitches in the top half of the second. It would load the bases with nobody out, but Jackson only gave up 1 run. High fly ball towards right center, pretty deep. Back goes Abercrombie to his left, onto the track, makes the catch. 1 away to start the top half of the 5th. On a Wednesday, July 2nd, 7 p.m. against the T-Bones, Pratt's Wholesale Food Service presents the Ukrainian Christmas in July. Come celebrate the Ukrainian culture with the Goldeyes, featuring the Husley Ukrainian Male Chorus and Slava Ukrainian contemporary dancers. We'll have a pregame polka contest on the field as well as a pierogi eating contest sponsored
by Savala's Ukrainian Deli and Catering. Dusty Robinson stepping up as accounted for the only RedHawks run so far. First pitch, slider down low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. The Goldeyes will donate $4 from every $14 on-deck ticket to the Ukrainian Canadian Congress Manitoba Council to help purchase medical supplies for Ukraine. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a ground ball towards third. Tough hop, dropped by Pineda. Recovers with a bare hit. High throw to first. Over the reach of farther and down the right field line. Robinson digging for second, and he will get there standing up. So a sharp ground ball towards third, and they will score that. An error on Ryan Pineda. And that puts the go-ahead run on second with 1 man down for Brandon Newton. When purchasing your tickets for Wednesday's game, be sure to mention the promo code Ukraines. The Goldeyes can make the donation. Be sure to check out the Goldeyes specially designed Ukrainian cheer t-shirts on sale for just $19.99. The Goldeyes will also donate $4 for every t-shirt sold. Brandon Newton struck out swinging his first time up. Jackson was able to strand a runner on third that finished the top half of the second. A left-hand batter, and the pitch bunted left side. It goes foul. Newton saw Ryan Pineda playing back, a situation where most hitters will look to try and drive in the run, especially with this being late in a 7-inning game. We're in the top half of the fifth, but Newton was going to try and continue to set the table with a bunt single. Tim Alberts waits on deck. On July 2nd, the Goldeyes also welcomed the Olympic gold medal winning curling team of Jennifer Jones, Caitlin Laws, Jill Officer, and Don McEwen to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Jackson's 0-1 to Newton. Popped him up foul the other way. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Sluhai will be on the free press stage beginning at 6. The homestand concludes on Thursday with a special 6 o'clock start against the T-Bones. Visit the Recycle Everywhere street team and mascot Benjamin. The original Pancake House presents the Pancake Batter. Greg Arcade and his Rockin' Band will be on the free press stage at 5. Just one of the great bands in the all-Canadian lineup. That'll be playing at the River City Rumble August 2nd and 3rd of the Metropolitan Entertainment Center. Jackson comes set. A runner at second and 1 away. The 0-2 to Newton. Changeup. And that's just outside. Good pitch by Jackson, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 5, 9, 14, 16, and $20 tickets for all Goldeyes games are on sale now through Ticketmaster by calling 1-855-GOLDEYE, visiting Ticketmaster.ca, or visiting any Ticketmaster location. Swinging a looper, shallow right. That's a tough play. Out goes Brock Baum. That'll dunk in for a base hit. Into third is Robinson. He's held by Doug Simonek. Jackson jammed Newton in on the hands on a 1-2 count, and he floats one just beyond the reach of Bond on the wet outfield grass. So the error charge to Pineda, and now a bloop single to right for Brandon Newton. And that brings up Tim Alberts, who is 0 for 1. Alberts, who is trying to get his season back pointed in the right direction, as an opportunity here. Robinson has pretty good speed, and the RedHawks could go back in front on a sacrifice fly. Alberts 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. Goldeyes this week brought to you by Boston Pizza. We're tied at 1 in the top of the 5th of a 7-inning game, the opener of a doubleheader between the Goldeyes and the RedHawks. Robinson on third. Newton, a base-running threat, is on first. Jackson holding the set, and the first pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. And depending on how this inning plays out, you wonder where that 0-2 pitch was to Brandon Newton. Looked like Jackson threw a pretty good changeup near the outside corner. Did not get the call from Sean Hicks, who was at a surprisingly tight strike zone, usually a more pitcher-friendly umpire. The 0-1, broken bat looper towards second. Bond will play it in a hop. He goes to second for 1. The relay to Kuna first is in time for the double play, and the side is retired. Smart play by Brock Bond. A broken bat liner out towards second. Bond might have had a chance to catch it, but he let it drop in front knowing Alberts was running, and he starts the 4-6-3 double play, and that gets the Goldeyes out of the jam in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. Middle of the 5th at Shaw Park. We're tied at 1 on Jewel 101.
Things you'll never hear a Cambrian Credit Union member say.
Oh, I just love paying service fees.
My high mortgage rate is amazing.
Yes, I'll pay $1.50 to use this ATM.
With Cambrian Credit Union's great rates and free banking through the UnFee, Cambrian members won't say these things. With a full range of hassle-free financial services, they're here for Manitobans. Cambrian Credit Union, building strong financial foundations for making dreams come true.
I'm off to the UPS store.
We don't need anything shipped.
Well, I'm getting our office printing and brochures made up, and I need some name badges and these pages laminated for our training class tomorrow.
At the UPS store?
Yeah, they do everything.
No, really, what are you shipping?
Copy, print, ship, and more at the UPS store. With their digital and wide format printing services as well as in-house graphic design services, they've got all your business needs covered. Big or small, they do it all at the UPS store.
To some, he is a hero. To others, merely heroic. But to us, he's a Pools Hall of Famer. Raised on highlights and minor league stats, he played his game cards like he played Division 12 slow pitch. To win. Home team? Check. Visiting team? Check. Champion? Check. Be a legend. With Sports Select, Pools players won over $7 million last year. Pick the winning teams today at your lottery retailer. Remember, keep it a game.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Bottom half of the fifth inning of a 7-inning game. Brock Bond will lead things off against Jake Laber. He takes a fastball low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Bond made a savvy veteran play in the top of this inning to help Matt Jackson get around an error and a bloop single. Swinging a ground ball off the mound, pin praise to his left field. From behind the bag, the throw to first is in time to get Brock Bond. There's 1 away. With first and third and 1 down, Tim Alberts broke his bat, and he hit a line drive that faded towards second. You thought for a second that Bond might be able to step in and catch it on the fly for the second out, but because it was hit soft, he had a pretty good idea of how that ball was going to bounce, and he kind of stopped in his tracks, played it on a hop, and then he was able to start a 4-6-3 double play, knowing that Alberts didn't have a ton of speed. So that ended the inning altogether, and it's still 1-1 as Ryan Pineda steps up. Pineda takes a fastball low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Pineda 0 for 1. He popped a shortstop his first time up. We are tied at 1 in the last of the fifth of a 7-inning game. Breaking ball down low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Pineda came in at .315, tied for 16th in the league in average. 2 homers and 19 runs batted in. The 2-0, and that's just outside. Pretty good pitch by Jake Laber. And it's 3-0 on Ryan Pineda, who's walked 11 times on the year. Pineda red hot the last 14 games. He's hitting .429 with 10 runs batted in. Laber's 3-0 pitch, high and outside, ball 4, and Laber issues his first walk tonight. A 1-out free pass to Ryan Pineda, and the go-ahead run is on first with 1 man down. A run, 3 hits, 1 error for the Goldeyes. A run, 3 hits, no errors for the RedHawks. The in-game line score is brought to you by Culligan Water. Better water, pure and simple. Culligan Water has been locally owned and operated since 1956, serving Winnipeg and the surrounding areas. Contact them at drinkculligan.com. Here's Jordan Guided, a line drive to right that was caught by Dusty Robinson in the bottom half of the third. Lefty to righty, Pineda with good speed on first. And Laber steps and tosses over. Pineda gets back standing up. Ryan Pineda 3 out of 4 this year in stolen bases. Goldeyes haven't had a lead yet in Game 1. Game 2 will begin about 30 minutes following the end of this contest. It'll feature Chandler Barnard and Justin Erasmus. Guida swings and he lines one hard to left field for a base hit. Pineda stops at second. A clean single to left for Jordan Guida, and the Goldeyes at first and second for Tyler Kuhn. Back to the top of the order. Kuhn is 0 for 2. He is grounded to second and grounded out to short.
Goldeyes, shortstop, number 3, Tyler Kuhn.
4th hit of the ball game for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, and it's the first time the Goldeyes have multiple runners on against Jake Laber. Jackson and Laber have been excellent despite the tighter strike zone from Sean Hicks, the home plate umpire. Left-hand pitcher, left-hand batter. A look towards second. And Laber delivers. Breaking ball down low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Both Matt Jackson and Jake Laber have had very low pitch counts. That's only the 70th thrown by Jake Laber. Jackson has thrown 71 over 5 complete. Kuhn, a slightly open stance from the left side. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Driven towards the gap in right center, going over Robinson. Robinson won't get it. That's over his head and bouncing towards the fence. Pineda around third will score. Guide is held up at third, and pulling it at second with an RBI double is Tyler Kuhn. The Goldeyes lead for the first time tonight at 2-1 in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Tyler Kuhn smokes one to right center beyond the reach of Dusty Robinson. An RBI double, his 13th run batted into the year. And he comes through against one of the toughest lefties in the league. And at second and third, still only one man down for Josh Mazzola. Now Mazzola and the Goldeyes a chance to extend their lead in the bottom half of the fifth. And again, it's only a 7-inning game. On third is Jordan Guida, who's got pretty good speed. Tyler Kuhn can fly, he's on second. Tonight, Mazzola 0 for 2 with a pop out and a fly out. The infield is in at all 4 positions. Labor from the stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Good pitch from the left-hander, and the count is 0-1. Labor not only grew up in Fargo, but played his college baseball at North Dakota State. So he played a lot at Newman Outdoor Field before ever signing a pro contract with the RedHawks. Here's the 0-1. And Mazzola takes a slider. This one down low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. He majored in accounting, and he has actually served as a tax accountant during various off seasons between playing baseball. He said that's something that he'd like to go into once his playing career is over, but he hoped that's not for quite a few more years. Left-hand pitcher, right-hand batter. The 1-1 to Mazzola. Swinging a ground ball left side, gloved by Burke. When he checks Guida back, throws high to first. It's brought down by Rutherford, and Labor gets a big second out here in the bottom of the fifth. Mazzola hit it very hard, but it was right in front of Ronnie Burkman playing even with the bag. So Guida holds at third, Kuhn holds at second, and that brings up Casey Harther, 2 for 2, and we'll see if he's pitched to in this situation. A single the other way in the first, then he crushed a homer to left center field in the fourth. You've got another dangerous right-hand batter on deck in Ray Sadler. The RedHawks bullpen quiet right now. I mentioned that Labor is well under 100 pitches. The pitching coach, Freddie Flores, in his first year has gone out to have a talk with Labor and P.D. Paramore on the approach to the league's leading hitter, Casey Harther. Goldeyes lead 2-1 over the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. We're in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Winnipeg able to cash in the RBI double to right center field from Tyler Kuhn. Second and third and 2 men down. And it looks like they will pitch to Casey Harther, who came into this game hitting .476 against lefties. Labor out of the stretch. He checks on second. And the pitch, fastball down the middle at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Casey Harther on the year, a .370 hitter with men in scoring position. Another hit in this situation can really put the Goldeyes in a good spot. Guida on third, Kuhn on second base. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, called a strike. That one looked a little bit low and wide, and for most of the evening has not been a strike for Sean Hicks. So Harther will have to fight from behind in the count, 0-2. Sadler waits on deck, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Winnipeg, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Fargo-Moorhead. Outfield medium depth and straightaway. Harther homered his last time up. A look at second by Labor. Now the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball hit foul the other way. Harther was right on that pitch, out of the hand from Jake Labor. He fouled it off, and it's still 0-2. Casey a .377 average. He now has 19 multi-hit games over his first 39 play this year. 0-2 in the Goldeyes first baseman. Paramore setting up inside. Labor comes set, and the pitch. It fouled the other way. Came back with a fastball hard and inside, 88 miles an hour, and Harther fouls it off. So it's still 0-2. Harther was at .377 to begin this game. 24 points in front of Nick Van Straten of Laredo, who is at .353. Guida on third, Kuhn on second, and 2 away. 2-1 Goldeyes, bottom of the fifth inning. Again, Paramore sets up in. Another 0-2. Line shot down the right field line, going over Robinson. Reaches off his glove. It's in for a base hit. Guida scores. Kuhn right behind him. Harther digs for second, and it's 4-1 Winnipeg in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Casey Harther lines one towards the right field line, and that one breaks off the glove of the right fielder, Dusty Robinson, as he was moving towards the line. It's a 2-out, 2-run double the other way for Casey Harther, who picks up his 21st and 22nd runs batted in this season. A big clutch hit for Casey Harther, who is now 3 for 3 and a triple shy of the cycle. So a big inning for the Goldeyes against a very good pitcher. Arthur on second and 2 men down, and that'll bring up Ray Sadler. Sadler is 0 for 2. He has grounded a short and struck out swinging. A right-hand batter, Arthur, getting a good lead from second base. Labor out of the stretch, third base side. And the pitch. Fastball down low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. The inning started with a 1-out walk to Ryan Pineda. Guida ripped the single to left. Kuhn ripped the double to right center. And after Mazzola grounds it out to third of the infield in, Arthur on an 0-2 count. Battle and doubles to right. A 1-0 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball out to right field. Deep but playable for Robinson. He's under it. A few steps in front of the track. Makes the catch. And the Siders retire. The Goldeyes take the lead. They get 3 runs on 3 hits. There is 1 left on. Into 5 in downtown Winnipeg. It's the Goldeyes 4 and the RedHawks 1 on Jewel 101.
At MTS, we know there are lots of things that can keep you awake at night. But worrying about internet overage charges shouldn't be one of them. With MTS, you get unlimited internet on all our personal plans. So you never have to think about how much data you're using and how much it's going to cost you. Surf, download, and stream all you want for as low as $20 a month for the first 3 months and rest easy. Conditions apply. Visit your nearest MTS Connect store for details.
Can you guess who is top dog in the alley? Johnson Waste Management. Johnson Waste Management has been recognized as the top dog in the business 7 years in a row. Not bad for a local family-owned business in a dog-eat-dog world. Johnson Waste Management. Silver trucks and green bins. Doing our best to be the very best.
Boys never outgrow their need for toys. The toys just get bigger. Metro Center, Winnipeg store for all things trailer, can help you take your toys anywhere you want to go. Trailers, parts, hitches, Metro Center has it all. Plus, you'll earn Air Miles reward miles with every purchase. Over 4,000 square feet of trailer parts, truck accessories, online ordering, knowledgeable staff, trailer service. Everything you need to haul your toys is at your Winnipeg trailer store. Metro Center, 620 Nairn. Visit metrotrailers.ca.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Top of the 6th at Shaw Park, the Goldeyes with a big inning against Jake Labor. They now lead 4-1 in the top of the 6th of a 7-inning game. Matt Jackson a chance to get a victory. He's thrown just 71 pitches over 5 and will take on the RedHawks lineup for a 3rd time. Penpraise, Berkwin, and Carroll. The top 3 due up. So Jackson will try and get through the 6th. The RedHawks have a little bit of action inside their bullpen. Labor through 5 has thrown 81 pitches. I asked Rick Forney prior to tonight's game, with no off days in the near future, and this being a doubleheader, Jackson's next game, at least in terms of the rotation, will be Friday in Fargo at Newman Outdoor Field. Penpraise 0 for 2 in the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. I asked him if the plan was to stay the rotation in its usual order, which would mean Jackson would throw on 3 days of rest. He said more than likely, wouldn't confirm that. The 0-1, ground ball off the foot of Jackson. Glove by Kuhn, he spins from behind the bag. Throw to first is in time to get Penpraise. Nice play by Tyler Kuhn. That hit the mound, might have even clipped Jackson's foot. And Kuhn ranging wide to his left, stabbed the ball, he spun around, and from the right side of second, fired to first. And he gets Penpraise, who has good speed. So a big first out that'll bring up Ronnie Berkwin 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first and looking in the third. A left-handed batter, Jackson, from the full windup. Fastball swing and a miss, 0-1. Well, if Jackson is in fact brought back on 3 days of rest on Friday in Fargo, he has done a good job to limit his pitch count here in the opener of this doubleheader. 4-1 Goldeyes, top of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch. Change up high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring. A lighter schedule on this Monday around the American Association. 1-1 pitch. Fastball inside for ball 2. Tonight at 7:05, Wichita hosts Amarillo, a matchup of 2 South Division teams at Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita, Kansas. 1 out, nobody on base. The 2-1 of Berkwin, hit in the air, foul the other way. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sawyer Carroll waits on deck. At 7:05 at Quick Trip Park in Grand Prairie, the RedHawks take on the Explorers. And at 7:05, the Sioux Falls Canaries, who just swept the Saints over the weekend, they will host the Gary South Shore Wildcats at the Birdcage. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit in the air to deep right field. Back goes Mazzola. Onto the track, he looks up, and it's gone. Ronnie Berkwin, it's his 7th homer of the year. Able to turn in a hanging breaking pitch from Matt Jackson. He hits it over the fence in right field, and that'll cut the lead to 4-2 here in the top half of the 6th. Ronnie Berkwin with a 1-out solo shot to right. He picks up his 25th RBI of the year. It's his 2nd homer against the Goldeyes this season, and his 9th all-time. So it's 1 out and nobody on, and that'll bring up Sawyer Carroll. Goldeyes still lead by 2, 4-2 Winnipeg in the top half of the 6th inning. Sawyer Carroll now steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2, a ground out to first, and a line out to left field. Now the Goldeyes get Brennan Lafferty warming up. The first pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. It does look like Labor will go out for the bottom half of the 6th inning. RedHawks have had some action in the bullpen here for the last 15 minutes or so. Lafferty throwing for the Goldeyes. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball just inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for Winnipeg. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. Game 1 of a doubleheader scheduled for 7 innings. The 1-1. Fastball outside for ball 2. And there is still time to come down here to Shaw Park, maybe catch the final couple of innings here tonight, and then see the regularly scheduled game. We'll have a fireworks show to follow. Hit in the air towards the gap in right center field. Long one for Abercrombie, and Mazzola won't get it. That'll drop in for a base hit and roll towards the fence. Carolina's way to second, and he'll get there standing up. So Sawyer Carroll with his first at-bat of this series, first hit of this series at 11 at-bats. A double to right center. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. And the danger is C.J. Rutherford. Rutherford 1 for 2, a double, a hard line drive to right, and he has scored a run. Rutherford could sign with a 1 swing, 5 homers this year, 35 RBIs, 6th most in the league. And Jamie Vermillion, Goldeyes pitching coach, will walk out to the mound, have a talk here with Matt Jackson and Jordan Gaida. Vermillion, the former Goldeye, had a great year as their closer. During that tremendous 2011 season, Winnipeg won a franchise record 60 games. Vermillion saved 17 of those. At time in the major leagues with the Toronto Blue Jays, and now in his 2nd year as pitching coach for the Goldeyes. He served in every possible role as a pitcher during his playing career. Starter, long relief, middle relief, late inning relief. And he feels that's been his biggest contribution as pitching coach the last couple of years, and that he can relate to everyone on his staff, having actually worked in the various roles himself. So Rutherford steps in. Jackson from the first base side of the rubber gets the sign from Jordan Gaida. Carroll on second, he's got very good speed. Jackson delivers. Hit in the air, foul off to the right side. Aggressive cut by C.J. Rutherford. And it's 0-1. Rutherford with 30 driven in his last 31 games. He got off to a slow start. He had 152 in the first 11 games of the year, but since then he has been his usual self. A .333 average ever since. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball just inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Berkwin at the solo homer to right to cut the lead of 4-2. And then Carroll followed with a double to right center field. Now 1 ball and 1 strike on C.J. Rutherford here in the top half of the 6th inning of a 7-inning game. Lafferty just about ready if needed. The pitch, breaking ball low and outside. So it's 2-1 on C.J. Rutherford. Nick Jackson, a left-hand batter, is on deck, and then Petey Paramore, a switch hitter to follow. Jackson has had another good start here for the Goldeyes. He has a chance to get a win. Behind 2-1 and a dangerous hitter. Rutherford has only struck out 17 times this year in 42 games played. And he is granted time by home plate umpire Sean Hicks. He will step out of the box. Rutherford, 5'10", listed at 200 pounds. Finds a way to get the job done offensively, and he's not bad defensively either. Can play first, second, or third base. Jackson checks the runner on second, and the 2-1 pitch. Fastball taken high and outside. So now it's 3-1 on C.J. Rutherford. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Goldeyes. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Fargo-Moorhead. Rutherford, the tying run of the plate with 1 man down. Outfield is deep and straight away. Jackson brings the hands together. Goldeyes sets up outside. The 3-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the right. Moving over Bonnie Fields. Tossed to first in time to get Rutherford for the second out. Carroll crosses from second to third. Rutherford may have reached over at ball 4. He grounds out to second base. So Jackson gets a big second out, and with Nick Jackson stepping up, Rick Forney will come out and take the ball. A call on Brendan Lafferty. Great job here in Game 1 by Matt Jackson. He will leave with a chance to get a win. He goes 5 2/3, giving up 2 earned runs on just 5 base hits. He gets a nice hand from the crowd here at Shaw Park, which is filling in for Game 2 tonight, and we'll tell you more about Brendan Lafferty after this on Jewel 101.
Watching the game is something to enjoy. But remember, drinking any alcohol and driving don't mix. Drinking and driving puts you and others in danger. Your best bet is a designated driver who has had no alcohol. Enjoy the game, but whatever you do, don't drink and drive. To keep Manitobans safe behind the wheel, police are increasing enforcement near you. Watch for them. A message from Manitoba Public Insurance.
Step into Cub Bakery and you'll feel like you've come home. Cub Bakery, the oldest rye bread bakery in the city, has been making Winnipeg-style rye bread using virtually the same recipe since 1923. But they make so much more than their signature rye. Pick up fresh hearth and pan breads, pastries, and buns, all baked with care to ensure you and your family enjoy only the highest of quality. One taste and you'll understand why they're a Winnipeg tradition. Cub Bakery, always fresh.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
This pitching change is brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Brendan Lafferty makes his league-leading 24th appearance of this season. Lafferty is 0-1, no saves, and an ERA of 2.60. 17 1/3 innings pitched. 17 hits, 10 walks, 14 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .250 against Brendan Lafferty this season. He's 6'4", 185 pounds. A 28-year-old left-hander from Riverside, California. We'll have a nice chat with Brendan Lafferty in between games of tonight's doubleheader. The Goldeyes lead 4-2 over the RedHawks. We're at the top of the 6th with a runner on third and 2 men down, and the dangerous Nick Jackson stepping up. Jackson has hit 3 home runs this year. 2 of them came in the ball game Saturday against the Goldeyes. Lafferty last pitched in that ball game on Saturday. He went 2/3 of an inning in the Goldeyes 5-4 win. Matt Jackson goes 5 2/3, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He only threw 87 pitches, and he is responsible for Sawyer Carroll on third base with 2 outs. Jackson is 1 for 2 in the game, a single and a pop out to second. Again, only a 7-inning contest in the doubleheaders, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Brendan Lafferty, the tall lefty, works off the first base side of the rubber. Nick Jackson crowds the plate, holds the bat down low in the first pitch. Fastball on the inside corner, adds some sink to it at 87 miles an hour. It's no balls and 1 strike. C.J. Rutherford in a 3-1 count reached over the plate and tapped one in front of the second baseman Brock Bond, helping Jackson and the Goldeyes get a big second out in the 6th inning. Lefty against lefty. The 0-1 pitch. Change-up check to swing. No ask for an appeal, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Jackson against lefties this year, 7 for 32. A .219 average. He is now 5 for 10 over the first 3 games of this series. And he is always a threat, the type of guy that managers will joke is in an RBI situation just by stepping into the batter's box. Lafferty with a 1-1 pitch. Slider down low, gets stopped by Jordan Guida. And it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. So the game now in the hands of the Goldeyes bullpen, which has done an excellent job this season. The bullpen ERA just a shade over 3.2 entering tonight. 4-2 Winnipeg, top half of the 6th. Sawyer Carroll on third and 2 outs. Lafferty comes set. And the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul outside of first. Jackson turned to the fastball in the hands. But there was really one way to hit that ball, and that was foul to the right side. So it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Petey Paramore, a switch hitter. He would bat right-handed against the lefty Brendan Lafferty. He tied for the league lead with Joe Harris, who is once again with the RedHawks. Each appeared in 53 games in 2013. Lafferty owning that distinction to himself as of right now. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball to the right, and it's a foul ball behind the bag. Casey Harther gloved it just in case. First base umpire Marty Bowers said that hop just to the right of the bag. And it is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nick Jackson this year has struck out only 29 times, really not a big number by any means for a guy with a ton of power. 29 strikeouts in 42 games played. The RedHawks are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Runner on third and 2 outs. Jackson represents the tying run. Lafferty brings the hand set. Another 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul outside of first. The slider left a little bit up, and Jackson was out in front. So he's had 3 straight foul balls just outside of first. And we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carroll on third, 2 men down. Jackson did a good job on Saturday trying to take advantage of the wind to left. Drove the ball the other way 3 times, 2 of which went over the fence. The other, coming in his first at-bat in the top of the second, had a shot to go out, and Ray Saller made a spectacular leaping catch. 2-2 on Nick Jackson. Now the RedHawks franchise leader in home runs. Guida setting up in. Lafferty delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the inning is over. Brendan Lafferty on the 7th pitch of the at-bat strikes out Nick Jackson on a high fastball, and he strands a runner on third. The RedHawks get a run. There were 2 hits and 1 runner left on base. Middle of the 6th at Shaw Park. The Goldeyes lead 4-2 on Jewel 101.
Save on your next energy bill with helpful tips from Manitoba Hydro. Even small changes can make a big impact on the environment. Install dimmer switches on the lights you use most often to control exactly how much light and electricity you use. Unplug your cell phone chargers once they finish charging. Chargers continue to draw energy even after your device is fully charged. And whenever possible, use cold water for laundry. For more ways to conserve energy, visit hydro.mb.ca.
Go to bostonpizza.com and finger cook a meal the whole family will love. Don't waste your precious time cooking when you don't have to. We know you've got more important things to do, like watching sports highlights, stopping your kids from bumping into stuff, or simply taking a break from napping. And with over 100 menu items to choose from, everyone can get exactly what they want. To order, call 925-4111 or finger cook today at bostonpizza.com.
There's no feeling like escaping to the lake and catching a few fish. And Pro-Am Tackle has everything to make a fishing trip perfect. Rods, reels, tackle, trolling motors, even live tackle year-round and much more. Plus the guys at Pro-Am Tackle are local, know their stuff, and the best fishing spots. Oh, hold on. Hello? Jim? That you waving from the canoe down the lake? Let me send you a selfie with a fish I just caught. I loves me some nature.
Pro-Am Tackle, 1094 Nairn, or follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on Jewel 101.
Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices, only with MTS. We go to the bottom of the 6th in a 7-inning game. The Goldeyes leading 4-2. Brendan Lafferty helped stem the tide in the top half of the inning. Ronnie Burke went in a solo shot to get the RedHawks within a couple of runs, and after Sawyer Carroll doubled, Pat Jackson got the Rutherford ground out, and then Lafferty struck out Nick Jackson to win the inning. Donnie Webb leads things off in the bottom of the 6th, then he takes a fastball outside. Jake Labor has gone out for a 6th inning. That was his 82nd pitch of the game. Fastball low and inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Donnie Webb, Reggie Abercrombie, and Brock Bond, 5, 6, and 7 up. One last chance for the Goldeyes to add some offense. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 2 balls and a strike. Winnipeg was down 1-0. They tied it in the 4th, and the Casey Harther solo homer then scored 3 times, sending 7 men to the plate in the 5th. Swinging a foul tip straight back, and the count is 2-2. Donnie Webb 1 for 2 in this game. He's been retired on a high chopper along the first baseline where Labor made a nice throw. And then a single to left field with 2 outs in the 4th. Another close game between the two longtime rivals. Labor winds, and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball low and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the line is now closed on Matt Jackson. 5 2/3, 2 earned runs and 5 hits. Swinging a ground ball the other way. That's a base hit through to right field. Donnie Webb on 3-2 pokes one between first and second. A leadoff single in the 6th. And Donnie Webb is now 2 for 3. Jackson has a chance to pick up his 6th win of the year. Meanwhile, Jake Labor is trying to keep this a close ball game. Chris Kissick is warming up in the Goldeyes bullpen. Fargo in the top of the 7th. They will send up Paramore, Robinson, and Newton 6, 7, and 8. Here's Reggie Abercrombie, 0 for 2. He has grounded a third and struck out swinging. A step and a toss over, and Donnie Webb scampers back ahead of the tag from C.J. Rutherford. Webb is 15 for 17 in stolen bases. The Goldeyes, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. The RedHawks, 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Labor steps and tosses over again, almost threw it away from Rutherford, who has to reach over to his right and made a backhand stop. These two teams will play their 3rd series of the year this coming weekend at Newman Outdoor Field. It'll be a quick 3-game road trip down south to Fargo, North Dakota. The pitch, Abercrombie rips one foul over towards the Goldeyes dugout. And it's 0-1. A first pitch slider, and Abercrombie was out in front, but he got the barrel on the ball. On deck is Brock Bond, another switch hitter.
Please report to the Goldeyes office.
Goldeyes trying to beat Jake Labor, who has been a very tough opponent over the last 7 seasons. 8-3 lifetime against the Goldeyes. Runner goes, the pitch. Taken low, throw to second base by Paramore, won't nearly be in time as Webb slides in safe with his 16th stolen base of the year. Donnie Webb got a good jump, and we mentioned earlier tonight that Labor has a very deceptive move, but if you take off in the right moment, he's long to the plate. And Donnie Webb was in there pretty much uncontested. Paramore made a strong throw, but by the time that Newton tried to apply the tag, Webb had already slid in safe. The pitch, swinging a ground ball, beats it through the left side. Webb is into third, will be held up by Rick Forney. Carroll, a good arm, fires to the plate. Berkman cuts it off in the infield box, and the Goldeyes have 1st and 3rd, and nobody out. So a single, a stolen base, and now a very hard single for Reggie Abercrombie has set the table, and Reggie is a threat to run. Abercrombie on the season, 10 for 14 in steals. Here comes Doug Simonek, and with Brock Bond stepping to the plate, this might be the end of the day for the 28-year-old left-hander. Simonek makes the call. Labor threw a good ball game, but the Goldeyes have a chance to beat him here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. We'll take a break and tell you about the righty that is coming in after this on Jewel 101.
I keep hearing other people's kids smoke pot and then drive high.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Other people's kids are bad news.
Well, lucky for us, our teenager's got a good head on his shoulders.
You're so right. He'd never get into a car with a high driver or drive high himself.
Unlike other people's kids.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not just other people's kids. 40% of youths have ridden with a high driver. Learn more at CanadaDrugFree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Canada.
Hey, you're looking red and shiny today.
It's just the burger sweats, babe.
That's not normal.
Nah, it's cool. I read the nutrition fact things like you said. I've got enough sodium for like 3 days.
It's easy to make the healthy choice at Jugo Juice. Jugo Juice smoothies are made with real fruit and veggies, 100% fruit juice with no added sugar, and no sorbet fillers or purees. So whatever you order, it's loaded with the good stuff. Stop by Jugo Juice at Shaw Park or Polo Park.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
This pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Right-hander Kevin Fuqua makes his 2nd appearance of this series. He pitched on Friday night and worked a scoreless bottom half of the 8th inning in relief of Taylor Stanton. The right-hander in his 3rd season with the RedHawks is 3-0 this year in 12 appearances, an ERA of 2.25, 12 innings pitched, 17 hits, only 2 walks, 14 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .354 this year against the right-hander Kevin Fuqua. 6 foot even, 205 pounds, a 25-year-old right-hander from Durwood, Maryland. He was
signed by the RedHawks after his collegiate career finished at LaSalle University in Philadelphia. Signed during the middle of 2011, went back to the RedHawks in 2012. Prior to 2013, he was traded to the Rockland Boulders of the Can-American League in exchange for slugging first baseman Keith Brackold, who earlier today was released by the Amarillo Sox. Fuqua was reacquired by the RedHawks this year, and he is off to another good start. Brock Bond will bat left-handed for the first time in tonight's game, a switch hitter. He's 0 for 2, rod by Rutherford in the second on a ground ball. He bounced to shortstop in the fifth. Made the nifty play in the double play that helped the Goldeyes get out of the top of the fifth inning. Tossed to first, and Abercrombie able to get back ahead of the tag from C.J. Rutherford. It's 4-2 Winnipeg. We're in the bottom of the sixth of a 7-inning game. And the runners are on the corners with no one down. Webb on third, Abercrombie in first, the responsibility of Jake Labor. Fuqua comes set above the belt. Now another toss to first, and this time Reggie has to dive back. The third baseman, Ronnie Berkwin, playing the infield. Runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Sacrifice fly in order with plenty of speed on third, and Donnie Webb. First and third, nobody out, bottom half of the sixth. Bond has been about even from both sides of the plate in his professional career. 300 against righties, 303 against lefties. That includes his time with the Goldeyes. Toss to first, and again Reggie is back safe. Brock Bond has been playing professionally since 2007 when he was drafted by the San Francisco Giants. Holds the bat back from the left side of the plate. And the 0-1, Reggie goes. Pitch taken outside. Paramore will not make a throw, and Reggie slides in safe with his 11th steal of the year. It is not defensive indifference. Paramore didn't throw because he was worried Webb would try and break from third. Rutherford was holding Abercrombie on, so it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. That'll take away the chance at a double play, and Doug Simonek will not bring his infield in at all 4 positions. So in 8 years of professional baseball, check swing, and they say went around. A back foot breaking ball from Kevin Fuqua. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brock Bond is a career .341 hitter with runners in scoring position. Donnie Webb is on third, Reggie Abercrombie on second. The outfield a couple of steps shallow and straight away. 1-2 the count on Brock Bond. Fuqua delivers. Check swing and a changeup down low. They wanted to peel at third. No go, says Randy Wilness. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crowd continues to file in here at Shaw Park. This is right around the time that most fans would begin to fill the stadium for the original 7:05 start. Game 2 of our doubleheader will begin about 30 minutes after the completion of this game. 4-2 Winnipeg, bottom of the 6th. Fuqua is ready. And the 2-2 to Bond. Breaking ball grounded to the left side. The runner's hold. Penpray scoops it up on the grass. Throws to first. In time to get Brock Bond. That was a good pitch by the right-hander Kevin Fuqua. Breaking ball away. And Bond hit the grounder in front of Zach Penpray, who was playing in. So it's second and third and 1 down. Ryan Pineda steps up. Pineda sparked the rally in the 5th. He drew a 4-pitch 1-out walk. The only one issued by Jake Labor. He has also popped out to short. Chance here for the Goldeyes to break it open in the bottom half of the 6th, with the lower half of the RedHawks ordered due up in the next inning. It looks like they will intentionally walk Ryan Pineda with Jordan Gaida on deck. And this will bring up another right-hand batter in Jordan Gaida. It'll also give the RedHawks a chance to escape the inning on a double play. So Paramore signaling for the intentional walk. Now the RedHawks, a little over a week ago, got into trouble in this same situation in a walk-off spot in Wichita. They were trying to intentionally walk a batter in a tie game in the 9th, and on back-to-back pitches, there were wild pitches in which the RedHawks were simply trying to intentionally walk a wingnuts hitter, and that led to the winning run coming across the plate. Here, Kevin Fuqua gets the job done. 4 straight, nice and easy out of the zone, and it's bases loaded and 1 man down with Jordan Gaida stepping up. Gaida is 1 for 2. He fly to right field in the 3rd, and he was a part of the rally in the 5th. He ripped a single to left in the first pitch from Jake Labor, which set up first and second and led to the RBI double from Tyler Kuhn. There's nobody else warming up in the RedHawks bullpen, so it's up to Kevin Fuqua to get out of the bottom half of the 6th. Bases loaded and 1 out, 4-2 Goldeyes. Webb on third, Abercrombie in second, Pineda on first. All can run. The first pitch, way outside with a slider. It's 1 ball and 0 strikes. The corners, Berkwin at third and Rutherford at first, are playing even with the bats. They'll come home in a ground ball. The middle infielders, Penpraise at short and Newton at second. They'll try and turn 2 by way of second. Right-hander against right-hander. The 1-0 pitch to Gaida. Swing and a miss at a slider. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kevin Fuqua played 4 years at LaSalle University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was 6-4 as a senior with a 2.92 ERA. He went undrafted and signed with the RedHawks. The 1-1 pitch on the outside corner. 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and it's 1-2. So 3 consecutive sliders. A ball, a swinging strike, and now a called strike. And we'll see what Fuqua throws here in 1-2 to Jordan Gaida, who has driven in 6 runs this season. Tyler Kuhn waits on deck. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, got him on a slider away. So now there's 2 men down, and it's back to the top of the order for Tyler Kuhn. The RedHawks have 2 lefties in their bullpen, Joe Harris, who Goldeyes fans are very familiar with, and also Eric Klein, a young lefty. Fuqua will deal to Tyler Kuhn in this situation. Bases loaded and 2 men down. Kuhn began the night .341, 6th best in the American Association. He had the go-ahead RBI double in the 5th. Overall 1 for 3. The pitch and a high fly ball, pretty deep right. Back goes Robinson, looking up at the wall, and it's gone! Tyler Kuhn with the Goldeyes' first grand slam of 2014. A no-doubt shot to deep right field, his first home run of the year. And the Goldeyes have blown it open at 8-2 in the bottom half of the 6th. Tyler Kuhn crushed it. And he gets a nice round of applause from his teammates on the bench. 8-2 Winnipeg, a 2-out grand slam home run. And that'll bring up Josh Mazzola. The 2 runs scored by Webb and Abercrombie are charged to Jake Labor, and the line is now closed on him. The first pitch, fastball low and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. That was thumped by Tyler Kuhn, much the way the ball traveled off the bat of Ronnie Berkwin in the top of this inning out to right. 2 outs, nobody on base. Swinging a ground ball to the right, to his left is Newton. He fields, sets and throws to first, and that'll retire the side. But the Goldeyes break it open. 4 runs on 3 hits, nobody left on base. And at the end of 6 at Shaw Park, it's the Goldeyes 8 and the RedHawks 2 on Jewel 101.
We all love to save. Save time, save gas, save space. And what gives you the biggest smile is when you save money. But will your money save itself? Don't bank on it. Count on Steinbach Credit Union instead. With great savings rates that start paying interest from $1 and a wide range of GICs that make saving even easier, you'll be smiling from year to year. Want to save? Talk to SCU, because we're taking care of the world's most important money, yours.
Luxury, convenience, comfort. Have it all with Premier Executive Suites. For business travelers who are always on the move, Premier Executive Suites is your home away from home. You can relax in your comfortable living room, grab a midnight snack in your complete kitchen, and do that last-minute load of laundry with your handy in-suite washer and dryer. Book your extended stay in Winnipeg with Premier Executive Suites. Visit premiersuites.com to make your booking today. Take more of your life with you with Premier Executive Suites.
Honey, where should I put this?
In the basement.
I don't think there's any room.
Sound familiar? If your home or garage has accumulated more than it can hold, let BFI Canada help. Rent a temporary bin from BFI for a day, a week, or longer. Too much stuff? Then call the Blue. Call BFI Canada to schedule your delivery today. BFI Canada, a Progressive Waste Solutions company.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
8-2 Goldeyes, top of the 7th inning. Winnipeg 3 defensive outs away from taking this series from the RedHawks and giving themselves a chance at a sweep later on tonight. Tyler Kuhn picks up the Goldeyes with a 2-out grand slam, and there was no question about it off the bat to right field. 8-2 Winnipeg.
Chris Kissick will try and close things out. Matt Jackson stands to win. Jake Labor would take the loss. Paramore, Robinson, and Newton 6, 7, and 8 due up. Paramore, a switch hitter, left-handed, 0 for 1 in this game with a walk. Kissick earned the save on Saturday. He is pitching for a third straight game in this series. Kissick is making his 19th appearance of the year. 0-0 with 8 saves and a 2.37 ERA. Luis Allen is now in the ball game behind the plate for Winnipeg. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Kissick, 19 innings, 11 hits, 6 walks, 20 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 164. The righty from the stretch, check swing, and it's tapped foul the other way. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Luis Allen is in behind the plate to catch Chris Kissick here in the top of the 7th. And Allen is in the number 9 spot in the lineup where Jordan Guida went 1 for 3 at the plate. 8-2 Goldeyes. The grand slam by Tyler Kuhn, the first by a Goldeyes player this season. Kissick out of the stretch with no one on. And the 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air, foul the other way. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brendan Lafferty got a huge out. The only batter he faced, he struck out Nick Jackson in the 6th inning to strand a runner on third on 7 pitches. It looked like Fuqua might have a chance to get out of the inning. He had struck out Guida with the bases loaded and 1 down, but on the very next pitch, Tyler Kuhn crushed it to right center field for the grand slam home run. 1-2 on Paramore. Kissick is ready, first base side of the rubber. The pitch, change up high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A non-save situation here. Matt Jackson went 5 2/3. He stands to earn his 6th victory of the season. Jake Labor went 5+. He's touched for 6 earned runs and 8 hits, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts through 90 pitches. And it would be only his 4th career loss against the Goldeyes against 8 victories. 2-2 on Paramore. The pitch on the way, splitter low and inside, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitching matchup in Game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Chandler Barnard, reacquired by the Goldeyes earlier today from San Angelo. He'll make the spot start. And he'll be opposed by righty Justin Erasmus, who is making a spot start for the RedHawks. Goldeyes, 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The RedHawks, 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors in the top of the 7th of a 7-inning game. The 3-2 pitch, and a high fly ball, pretty deep right field. Back goes Mazzola onto the track. He's at the wall, and it's gone. A solo shot to right field for P.D. Paramore, his 4th home run of the year. And that cuts the Goldeyes lead to 8-3 in the top half of the 7th. And excuse me, it looks like Jordan Guida is out there in right field, so Luis Allen is in the ball game behind the plate. Guida is in right. Josh Mazzola has actually moved to third base. So I believe that Allen is in the ball game in the number 8 spot for Ryan Pineda. Donnie Webb is still out in left field. So P.D. Paramore in a full count. It's a solo shot. The Goldeyes still lead by 5 runs. And now Dusty Robinson will step to the plate. Paramore with his 4th homer of the year, his 20th RBI. And the first pitch is swung and popped up behind the plate. Allen sheds the mask, reaches, makes the catch. A couple steps behind the dish. And there's 1 man down in the top half of the 7th. So after a long battle and a home run from P.D. Paramore, Dusty Robinson goes after the first pitch and he hits a foul pop-up caught by Luis Allen. So again, the defensive changes for the Goldeyes. Mazzola moves from right field to third base. Guida from catcher to right field. And Allen is in the number 8 spot in the lineup for Ryan Pineda. And Luis Allen now behind the plate. 1 out and nobody on. We're in the top half of the 7th of a 7-inning ball game. First pitch on the way to Brandon Newton is a fastball just outside. The count is 1-0. Newton is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He had a single in the 5th, which set up first and third and 1 down. He swings and pulls one to the right. 2 outs, backhanded by Brock Bond. Throw to first in time. They get Newton, and the RedHawks are down to their final out in the opener of today's doubleheader. Fargo had the early lead 1-0, but you credit Matt Jackson, who only allowed the 1. It was bases loaded, nobody out when he got Dusty Robinson a ground into the double play. And then after a long at-bat, he struck out Brandon Newton to end the inning. And Jackson would shut down the RedHawks from there and gave the Goldeyes to build a lead of their own. First pitch on the way to Tim Alberts. Fastball taken low and outside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. 8-3 Winnipeg in the top half of the 7th. Kissick from the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a bouncer off his back foot. It's 1-1. Alberts fly to right field in the 3rd. Now after Newton had the single to set up 1st and 3rd in the 5th inning, with only one man down, after the Goldeyes had gone in front, Alberts hit a broken bat liner to 2nd, and Brock Bond allowed it to fall in front. He started a 4-6-3 double play to win the inning. Hit foul off to the right side, and the RedHawks are down to their final strike. It is just past 7 o'clock in game 1 of our doubleheader. Still some time to come down. We'll have about 30 minutes between games. It has turned out to be a nice evening, a little bit cool here at Shaw Park. And we'll have a nice fireworks show to follow game 2 tonight. 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-2 to Alberts. Check swing and a splitter. Appeal at first. No go, says Marty Bauer, who will be behind the plate for the nightcap of the doubleheader. It's 2-2 on Tim Alberts, who has struck out 40 times this year, tied for 9th most in the American Association. Goldeyes 8, RedHawks 3. Winnipeg a couple of crooked numbers late in this game. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3 called, and the ball game is over. Chris Kissick freezes Tim Alberts to win it, and the Goldeyes take the opener of this doubleheader by a final of 8-3, and they have taken the first 3 games of this series from the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Tyler Kuhn helps break it open with a grand slam in the bottom half of the 6th. Casey Harther hits a homer and drives in 3, all in support of Matt Jackson, who picks up his 6th victory of the year with 5 2/3 strong against the RedHawks. Winnipeg has won 4 in a row now for a 3rd time this season, and they have dropped the RedHawks back 5 games in the American Association North. In the 7th inning, 1 run, 1 hit, and nobody left on base. The final score in game number 1 of tonight's doubleheader, it's the Winnipeg Goldeyes 8 and the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks 3. Back with a Sports Select post-game show after this on Jewel 101.
Thanks for listening to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball. Stay tuned for comments from Goldeyes players and coaches. The Winnipeg Goldeyes Sports Select post-game show is next on Jewel 101. This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL. Jewel 101, Winnipeg.
The real estate news is online and connected. Connected to the latest MLS listings wherever you are. Print, online, mobile. It's in your hands. Visit winnipegrealestatenews.com. The real estate news is online and connected. Connected to the latest MLS listings wherever you are. Print, online, mobile. It's in your hands. Visit winnipegrealestatenews.com.
You had a long night, and you're hardly awake. You need breakfast, but it's 11 o'clock. Does that even matter? Why eat somewhere that tells you you can't have what you want when you want it? Just go to Robin's anytime for their breckwich, made with everything you want, like egg, tantalizing ham, perfect bacon, delicious sausage, and of course melt-in-your-mouth cheese that you can enjoy on a croissant bun, wrap, or bagel, served all day.
Only from your hometown hero, Robin's. Fast, fresh, and friendly.
Nice day. Want a drink?
Yeah, sure. Pass me a Pepsi. Whoa! Do you hear that? Open your Pepsi. Whoa! That was awesome.
Hit it out of the park this summer with the cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi. Pepsi. Live for now.
Summer barbecues on the patio. They're all fun and games until someone slips and drops an entire plate of steaks.
No!
Prairie Safety Surfacing can help keep your family and steaks safe all year round with Rubber Rock, the original rubber safety surfacing in North America since 1983. Prairie Safety Surfacing mix and pour Rubber Rock on site to create a seamless, non-skid finish on your patio, driveway, pool deck, and more. Trust the original Rubber Rock. Bounces like rubber, wears like rock. Learn more at prairiesafetysurfacing.com.
Most days, you can predict what life's gonna throw at you.
He's 2 for 2 at bat so far today.
But every once in a while...
Strike! Oh, he did not see that coming.
When life throws you a curveball, Ranger Insurance will protect what's important to you. Whether it's home, life, auto, or commercial, they have a plan that fits your needs. Ranger Insurance. putting relationships first. For the protection you deserve, visit rangerinsurance.ca.
Here's the pitch, and it's a grand slam! Here they come! Cans, juice boxes, glass and plastic bottles, into the bin!
The Winnipeg Goldeyes and Recycle Everywhere want you to swing for the fences and recycle all your empty beverage containers. They're full of potential and have thousands of uses beyond the landfill. Step up to the plate and pitch your drink containers into a recycling bin. Whether you're at home, work, school, or the ballpark, remember to recycle everywhere.
It's time for the Winnipeg Goldeyes Sports Select Postgame Show on Jewel 101. Here's Steve Schuster.
Back here at Shaw Park, the Winnipeg Goldeyes taking the opener of tonight's doubleheader by a final of 8-3. A great game for most of the night, and Winnipeg really broke it open late, highlighted by that grand slam from Tyler Kuhn. You're listening to our first edition tonight of the Sports Select Postgame Show. Pulse players won over $7 million last year. Visit your lottery retailer today. Winnipeg winning it by a final of 8-3. They get a strong performance from their starting pitcher, Matt Jackson, who allowed 2 earned runs over 5 2/3 innings. They got 2 big homers in 2 of their top hitters. In fact, 2 guys that are in the top 10 of the league in batting average came through in a big way. Kuhn, a double and a grand slam, finished with 5 runs batted in. Casey Harder, 3 hits, a single, a double, and a home run. He drove in 3, and the Goldeyes win it by a final of 8-3 over the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks.